Hey, Mark. Hi, MPB. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hey, Mark. How are
How are
you doing,
you?
Mark?
Woo woo! He's having a celebration for us. Woo woo! Way
Yeah,
to go,
showtime.
Marky Mark.
I've
Marky Mark, how are you? Happy summer.
missed you.
Aw, you got so many gals out here. It's not even funny.
I know it. He be flirting with all the women.
Yeah, but I gave him the Marky Mark title. I'm his OG. Oh my God, Mark. Did you hear what Mrs. Portland did most recently?
I
Mark.
couldn't believe it either, Mark, so it's going to shock you.
Yeah, tell us. Do you know what Mrs. Portland did most recently? I forgot to play my intro.
Intro.
Let me
Dang
do
it.
let me do that real quick. Is it too
Okay.
late? Can I still
No,
do?
you still do it.
Let me see. All right, I'm gonna do that real quick. Just one moment. All righty, we are back. Hello,
Hey, freaking.
freaking. So
Freaking
no,
awesome.
oh my God, he's saying no.
He didn't hear about Mrs. P. OMG.
I was freaking out when I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I heard it from Robbie. Good evening, frickin'. It's satisfying to say frickin'.
That's my favorite freaking word.
I know, right?
Freaking
Frickin'.
crazy.
Okay, so
Mother.
Robbie explained it so perfectly. This. I'm going to allow this to explain what happened, and then we can chat about it, and we can OMG about it. Hold on to your seat because you're in for a ride with this one. Ready? Yesterday, she was going buck wild on her community wall. Buck wild. Not only on her community wall, but she was also, changing her avatar to. Wait for it. Come on, what happened? Come on. So if you don't know, hey Amy, yesterday, she was going buck wild on her community wall. Buck wild. Not only on her community wall, but she was also, changing her avatar to. I guess I stopped there, but here we go. The vagina. What?
Vagina!
Honey pot. It was hers. Apparently. What? He said not just any vagina, but hers.
Her honey pot.
Honey pot. Listen. The vagina. What? Not just any honey pot. It was hers. You guys. Apparently, but she was also, changing her avatar to. It's an unconditional love that I have for her. Period. Oh, does she piss me off sometimes? Of course, but I just call her a brat. Look at and Mark. I still love her. Mark's face. Yesterday, she was going buck wild on her community wall. Not only on her community wall, but she was also, let's hear it again. Her avatar to. I like the way he did that too. The vagina.
A vagina. Vagina Titus.
Hers. It was hers. Allegedly, you guys, she had said was she got angry with people, and she was sitting on the couch and thought it would be a good idea to pull her pants and everything down to her ankles and take a picture of her. Her what? Zoomed in on the beams.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good God. Could you wonder how many people? So, when I saw that, my first reaction was,
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, she's ballsy. Whoa,
That's funny.
Ballsy.
Got some
Ballsy? No,
units
she's
on that.
vaggy, not ballsy, vaggy.
Veg.
Vag.
You know what I'm saying? And she had no shame, which is.
I wonder if it had hair on it or if it didn't have hair on it.
You're
Back,
so
you know.
funny.
You know, the older style ladies, they have the full on bush, you know what I mean? And nowadays, you know, you kind of have them bald ones now. So I wonder if hers was a full bush or it was kind of bald or she have a mohawk or what.
Well, if she was a bush bitch, she would have. You can't see anything, right? But if she was bald, then
Oh Lord.
I can't believe she did that. I know. Okay, so imagine if she didn't go to church. Imagine if she did that at church. Oh, Mrs. P, you need a spanking, girl.
I'm saying. Hey, Megan VR.
Yeah, I said hello. I don't know if she heard me. Hello. Isn't that hysterical, though?
That is just off the chain.
It's too much. Yeah, she's like, I don't know whether to laugh at her. She's funny as fuck, but sometimes she gets really nasty. And like, for instance, she's talking about she's saying horrible things. My mic is a little loud. Oh, MKB is. I'm surprised it's not me.
Here, let me try to move it back a little, and then it might work.
No, then I can't hear you, girl. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. She says very hurtful things. She was talking about. Was it? Oh, she was talking about Patty. Oh my God! But so was Jamie. The P and Mrs. P must mean
Pussycat. Pussycat.
Oh my God. So everyone got a peek at her meow meow. No, I wonder how many people saw it, though. I know that obviously Robbie did, but I don't know how long she had it up. Not sure. Hi, Tiffany.
She even changed her avatar to it.
Yeah. And so with that,
she's probably glad it wasn't one of those that you couldn't change back for 14 days or something.
Could you imagine? Oh my flippin' God! Could you imagine? Could you imagine that being stuck up there? And like, how did he even know? Because I'm on my phone usually, and I can't even see half the avatars. You know, I kind of can, but like, how would you know it was a coot shoot?
He must have had it on television or something.
Oh,
something big and up close.
Oh my goodness gracious. And tell me, I haven't heard anyone else speak of that. So Caffeinated Slug, Mark, I haven't heard anyone else say anything about it. So I'm hoping not many people saw, but it is really fucking funny. It's so funny, but it's funny, but the unfunny stuff she does is really bad. She was saying horrible things about Patty and her heart attack. And let me just say, Patty, I'm glad you're okay wherever you are right now. I'm so glad you're okay. Nobody should be saying anything about that, or, you know, someone being ill or losing a loved one.
That's another thing they need to stay off of too.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say right now is, you know, I was just talking about Robbie. And I love his sense of humor, but I don't like the part of him that thinks he's better and better looking than everyone, and just his shit don't stink. I don't like that about anybody. But I was hearing him talk today about listen, and this has nothing to do with Noodle. I'm just making a point. I don't want to open a whole thing with her. But he was talking about her mother passing. And listen, those are the boundaries we don't cross. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Don't talk about people being sick. Don't talk about if someone, like, there's people like Jamie who sit there and they wish death on people. They wish death. They talk about, I don't give a fuck if she had a heart attack. She deserved it. That's what that kind of person does. And that is so not okay. That is just not, that's where, oh boy. So, what I don't understand is all of them open arms to mentioning Kellyanne's husband, meaning 2 nights ago at the stream, like in, yeah, it's like, what's good, it's good for me, but yeah, take my advice, I'm not using it. People really need to stop, and it's hard to see what you're doing. It's so easy for us to like criticize and judge and but if you step back and if you find someone that's open-minded enough to actually think about what they may have done, or and to listen and understand that what they're doing is not okay, and apologize. And on that note, speaking of apologies, listen, I'm just all over the place, you guys. Bear with me because it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. What's the matter? It's okay. My pupper's looking at me like, Mom. So what the fuck was I just saying? Help me out, girl.
You said you was all over the place, and you was about to say something after that, and I don't know where you was going. She started talking to your pupper.
Yeah, so Jamie was, Amber, I'm so sorry. Listen, I don't want to get into Amber. I like Amber. I like her, and I hope to God, I pray to God that she does not fall for his nonsense. But let's see here. Hang on a minute. He was apologizing to her and just to throw shade at Tiffany. Amber, I'm so sorry. Like, he stopped his whole stupid fucking Eli harassing show. That was funny what he even talked about. I barely spoke to the guy.
That's it.
Here, hold on. You ready for this? Listen to this. This clown. Listen to this clown.
An apology. All right? Because I feel like it's owed. That's it. Because I'm the bigger man. Literally.
You're not,
physically,
well,
I am the
maybe.
bigger man.
Depending on who you're talking to.
I am so sorry to Amber for
wait, but let me get her back up, guys. Hold on. You there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't know you was talking to me.
No, what happened? Okay, so you're there. Hold on, I had to stop. Can you hear this? Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear it.
For ever getting back involved with that stupid cunt. Okay? I am sorry, because that was my bad.
No.
Right? I apologized last year for it, but I'm apologizing again now.
What you're sorry for is things didn't work out your way, in my opinion. You wanted her, you thought she's going to get back with you, and she didn't. And now you think you're going to scoop up Amber because she's kind of sitting alone, and you think you're going to do that. And God forbid, I hope she's still strong right now, because if she goes back to you, hi, Salem. I hope she doesn't go back to you. I really hope she's strong enough to stay away, because he's trying to milk it right now. He's trying to manipulate, and yeah, all because he's butthurt, because he wants Tiffany. Tiffany, he wants you so fucking bad. It's not funny. It's not funny. He wants you, and he can't have you. Things didn't work out his way. So here he is with his wonderful apology to Amber.
Getting back involved with that stupid cunt. Okay? I am sorry, because
you wish that you could be with her.
I apologized last year for it, but I'm apologizing again now.
Oh, there's Wyoming.
I see exactly what she was trying to do, and it was fucked up. So I apologize.
Oh my God, Tiffany. Okay. So Tiffany, I did a poll on that note. I did a poll and asked if any, who believes that he actually has a girlfriend. And the people win. I believe, let me just take a little peeky weeky here. My poll said that, dun, 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 it said that he has an imaginary girlfriend. The poll won by 89%.
89%. Wow.
Yeah, I said, do you believe Like Kant has a girlfriend? Yes, 11%, and 89% no, 140 votes. So it's
I can't believe he got 11%.
right. Well, those are his friends. But yeah, I don't believe it for a minute. He wouldn't be bothering. There's no way that somebody would let him sit and talk about. I I don't even know what to say. What's his name? What's his name? Oh, I get you. I don't know. I mean, you got a good point because he swings both ways, which there isn't anything wrong with that. But I have to agree with some that I've heard that I think that he's trying to make Tiff jealous. Yeah, with his imaginary girlfriend. I think it's Rosie Palm, I gotta say. But I don't think it's 5 fingers. From what I've heard, it's a half a finger. Um, how I'm responsible for other adults' decisions. Reach out to me. My fault. I was up to something. Red Rover, send. That's right, Mark. Riley, right over. He never did come. He never did come over, but that's okay. But yeah,
We know about him, though.
oh, he full fledged in the flesh. He was right smack there, telling all the. Oh, and now Scotty's totally like friends with Jamie, and she's the one who exposed it all. Listen, I don't have problems with Scotty. That's not my point. People have to understand when you're talking about facts, you're talking about facts. You're talking about it. It's not about who or why or what. I mean, sometimes it is because, well, let's just say with Jamie, he's a shit person, in my opinion. So, yeah. But other things that maybe people talk about, you're talking about what was said, not necessarily where it's coming from. So with that said, I don't have a problem with Scotty. I don't agree with a lot of the shit she does. I don't like people that put private shit out. I don't like anyone doing that. But I do understand if one person's getting like attacked over and over and over. I get it when you have to put out for proof. But I've never liked that. I don't like the private shit. And yeah, I just don't. Um, Yeah, I think he's definitely, I've always said that he's been in love with her. He thought he had a second chance, and not so much. He doesn't have any chance. And I know, I saw, so he's probably doing it still. So he was streaming Eli, and he was trying to talk shit about you, Tiffany. He was trying to talk shit about you because you weren't saying anything about him and his girlfriend and getting her to the doctor or whatever. And then he literally read out a comment that you did. And then he had nothing to say. And then he had to go back and whatever. He was having a shit fit canary because you said hello to CJ. He was having a canary because CJ donated to him. And yeah, he's just a little baby boy. He needs his diaper changed and his bottle warmed. That's what I think. What do you think?
He shouldn't be worried about somebody else's girlfriend, wife, whatever she is. He needs to be worried about himself, in my
Well,
opinion.
I agree with you totally. I think that I don't know why the last place I would go is to YouTube to talk about my personal shit. But however, some people, I get it. Maybe they have no one else to talk to. They need to vent, whatever. So, in my opinion, I don't think it was anyone's place to say anything, because
Me neither.
if he's telling the truth and saying he talked to her neurologist, then
Yeah,
he's got
he
it
knows
taken
more than
care
what
of.
everybody else knows.
How are we? Yeah, who are we to say anything when he knows what he's talking about? I mean, because it's easy from us for a distance to say what someone needs to do or should do, but we never know all the facts. We're just over here in other states, other countries, whatever, and you can have an opinion, but our opinions have no, we don't know anything. We know no details. All we know is surface stuff, what people are willing to share, and it's not always everything. It's usually not everything. So we can't judge. I'm sure she's fine. If she's not, I'm sure he would do the right thing and call an ambulance immediately.
Yeah. And
Um,
she can talk. I heard her in the background.
yeah, I did
She asked
too.
him what he was doing, and if she was in that bad of a situation, she would be able to pick up the phone and call the ambulance herself.
Right. And listen, I agree. I mean, just thinking about men in general, I think that was kind of fucked up that he left her by herself, but nothing to do with the whole, I'm not trying to tell him how to take care of her as far as medically. But I do think as just as a caring person, he should have been sitting there with her. Um, I think that part was kind of fucked up. Because if I was ill in any way, shape, or form, and my man was on YouTube, I would have busted. I would have been yelling at him. But she was okay with it. So who are we to judge, you know?
Yeah, he
Me.
said she was taking a nap and she was resting.
Yeah, and he said he could see her from the.
Yeah.
He could see her, and I don't know. Listen, I don't know why Jamie has a hard on for fucking Eli. He just can't stop with him. He has to always be going after one person, and I'm telling you, he had a shit fit because CJ donated, and he straight up said, Jamie said straight up, do not donate to him. Who the fuck are you, buddy, to tell anyone who to donate to? He goes, don't donate to him. And then he goes, wait and find out if they go to the hospital and you know he for sure took her, then you can donate. Like, who the fuck are you? Who made you God? Who the fuck are you? This guy thinks he's got some kind of power, and the people teach him that he does. So, yeah. So let's have a little listen to him. Hold on a minute.
Marriage communities or whatever. But I'm going to make an apology.
Yes, shove your apology up your ass. I hope she tells you that. I love how he's responsible. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That was the old one. Are you still there? Are you there?
He squashed
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Done. But
all right. So here, and I don't know. Listen, this is me. This isn't MKB talking. This is just some things I heard earlier that kind of. And listen, I'm not a fan of Noodle Mash. I'm not a fan of any of these people that I'm going to play. I'm being unbiased as possible. So when I say this, I don't have anyone's back. Okay, let's just say that. This is my opinion, my feelings, and here we go.
That it's done. But the thing is that people now afterwards, I've been seeing.
So this is Scarlett on Trisha's.
Okay, I said that, but they know that we squashed it. But also, let's antagonize it and raise the bar a little bit more. They use it for ammunition. Anything they hear about anybody from friends, former friends, they use it for ammunition.
No, I'm playing this.
Yeah,
I'm playing this because Robbie gets pretty nasty, and actually, to be honest, all these people Hi, X amount of words. How are you? Mwah. All of them. Okay, and like I said, I'm not a fan of Noodle. I'm not. I don't think her or Mrs. P are correct. I I just don't, and I'll just leave that at that. But that's not my focus about who I like and who I don't. I'm right here. I'm going to look at the situation for what it is, and this is the bully mentality, and they wonder why she it gets so nasty. Listen to this. So they're all ganging up. Aw, I hope you're sweet, X. Thanks. Listen, wait.
Okay, Patty, Jill, all your
So they're
cronies come
talking
to
about
me
Noodle.
and talk to me about that, and I will tell you the God's honest truth, and Sally will tell you too. But
No,
you don't want
I
to.
just gotta say, Scarlett's over here saying, come to me if you have a problem, and I'll tell you the truth. First of all, Scarlett was someone who I really liked a couple years ago, year and a half ago, whenever. I really liked her. I appreciated her. I had her back. But for some reason, hi, Adam. Good to see you too. Aw. For some reason, she blocked me and whatever. Okay, so whatever. My point is I tried talking to her about it. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because she's saying right here, if you have a problem with me, come to me directly. Well, guess what I did? I tried doing that. She blocked me. So there's a lot of actors and actresses on here, full on. They talk a lot of shit. And listen, that's not my kid, okay? I'm outside. I don't have a screaming child in the back. That's not my child.
You've
That's
hurting
your
that
child.
child.
That's your child, not my child.
Not mine. I ain't got none in here right now.
All right. So anyway, so here's Robbie, Scarlett, Trisha, and Sally Ann. They're talking about Noodle. Again, Noodle's not my cup of tea, but they're all. This is just. It's not okay.
Because you're pussies. Oh, yep. Oh, you agree? Yes, you do. Well, and I'm going to say this as respectful as I can. But when you have somebody that you supposedly love somebody because they were trashing my relationship in there, I don't give a damn. Look at you. When I have problems in my relationship, or
why does Robbie always talk about looks? Everything's about looks to Robbie. Like him or not, that's a fucking fact. He's always talking about looks, always talking about, well, I just woke up and I look this good, or I did this, and listen, he's a handsome man in my opinion. But that's not cool, dude. What do looks have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with behaviors. Nothing.
My friendships, you work through it, and it's amazing.
You work through it. Here's another thing. This is the guy that came in and blocked every fucking person in my chat. But he's over there claiming the same shit Scarlett did. Come to me. Talk to me. I'm reasonable. You do this. Bull fucking shit. You're selective with what you do and say. I'd be good. Robbie came into Noodles and told her your mom dying is your karma. Then S.A. said, Sally Ann, you don't deserve your mom.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? See, this is not okay. This.
Hey, Kayla.
I don't give two fucks what you look at when this shit's coming out your mouth. Looks don't matter. Your mouth does. You cannot keep excusing your behavior, Robbie. You're nasty. Your behavior's nasty. I like your personality, but listen, it ain't gonna shadow over your fucking ugly mouth. And just because you're a handsome man, how dare you? It's not the first time. Not the first time you talk about people who've passed. Like I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do they understand that death is the last? That's it. That's it. That's the end. Do they need to lose someone to realize? I don't give two fucks if I like Noodle or not.
They got all the things in the
Lost.
world to go with her, and that
He
they got to go to her,
totally.
use her mom against her. That's wrong.
That's wrong. That's very wrong. And yes, you're right. There are way other issues to go. There's other things to go after.
Yeah.
Why do you talk about her life? Why are you fucking talking about her mother? I lost my mom, you guys. And if any fuck nut on the internet ever spoke of my mother, so help me fucking God, I'd be on a goddamn road trip. I swear to God, someone better hold me back. How dare you speak of anybody's mother passing? Fuck you. You don't have a heart, because a real person with compassion, whether you care about them or like them or not, you have a heart. It's called compassion. Shame on you,
That
Robbie.
should never come to their mind in the first place if anybody had a heart.
I know, but then they're up there sitting there laughing. Like, have you lost your mother? Would you like it if somebody was saying that shit to you? What the fuck? Is my good from adore him, but that was not okay. See, and that I can appreciate. I can appreciate people liking someone and but admitting they're wrong. Okay, then I have respect for you. But she lost her fucking mother, for God's sakes. Her mother. We all get one of those. I've lost mine, and I'm telling you, if anybody ever spoke of her, I swear to fucking God, I'd be on a road trip. I'm telling you right now, someone better hold me the fuck back, because that is, I don't lose my shit, but if someone talked about my mother, you better fucking watch out. This is a fucking game to them. It's a game. Talk up to Noodle about fucking Mrs. P shit, okay? You got plenty of shit there. Why do you go talk about looks? Like, get over yourself. Listen.
And I will tell you the God's honest truth. And Sally will tell you too. But you don't want to do that because you're pussies. Yep. Oh, you agree?
Now these ladies are gonna get kind of nasty. Listen, I get it about joking and stuff like that, but this is just kind of off the charts gross.
And I'm going to say this as respectful as I can, and I really will. But when you have somebody that you supposedly, because they were trashing my relationship in there, I don't give a damn. Look at you.
You can't compare death
against a relationship.
Yes, thank you.
When I have problems in my relationship or my friendships, you work through it, and it's amazing. You have somebody who can be cured of something that is hurting them.
Now, he's going into her real life talking about her husband. Now, again, we don't know what people go through on a daily, on their struggles. They're going to talk about her disability. We don't know her pains. We don't know any of that unless we're sitting and living with her. Hi, Pristine. Sorry, you guys, if I'm not saying hello. Hello, everyone. I get into it and I get real passionate, and then it's hard to stop me. So
they're losing their ear. But what does he do for you? And I'm not sticking up for him because I think he's a douchebag. But however, I'm going to call a spade a spade. He sits there and caters to your needs when you're harassed online, when you have problems online. All that time you spent. That's why I brought up your mom.
Okay, here he goes. He's going to talk about her mom right here.
You could have drove to a hospital and you say, oh, well, I can't. I get anxiety. Have you ever heard of maybe your son going with him if anybody cared about?
Have you ever heard of mind your own fucking business? You don't know what her struggles are in real life? Have you ever fucking heard of that? Have you ever heard of losing your mother and going through that and what it does to you? Have you ever heard of that, Robbie? Shame on you. Who the fuck are you? Who are you to determine if someone can drive somewhere or not? You don't know her struggles. You are a very mental fuck.
Him losing his ear and being cured, and he could be cured, but you're terrified to drive across the states?
Wait, she has a son?
Okay, yeah, wonderful. These no brain alert.
She's got children?
She has children.
Okay, can I just say this? And you guys are going to hate me, and that's fine. But how dare the fuck you bring up other children? How the dare fuck do you do that?
How the dare fuck do you do that? I don't know about that, but to me that sounds a little funky. How the dare fuck? That sounds a little back-ass.
They're trying to act badass, ain't they?
Back-ass words. Ass backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And you have children of yourself, fuck noodle trash. Fuck you.
Okay, go after her and call her noodle trash about anything but her mother. Okay? Got it?
You are nothing but a disgrace.
Hi,
And
Mary.
You know your children
Hi, Grouchy
are gonna
Mama
look
Bear.
at this,
Pristine,
okay? I
I
don't care
said
how
hello.
old they are. They're going to see the vile piece of shit bag that you.
And your kids are going to see the vile piece of shit bag you are too, because some of your behaviors, Scarlett, out here aren't to be coming. Just saying.
Really are in the. Thank you. Yeah. Fucking nice. Thank you.
The picture Dollar Tree are on their walls.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
So now they're going to go on to talk about how she fucks her cats. Okay, just hold on.
What the fuck?
Her kids are carbon copies of her. Do you people have no boundaries or limits? Do you not know how to put your foot down and say, whoa, this is going off the chart a little bit. Stop. Stop.
They don't.
Everything's a free for fucking all. And that's why a lot of people don't like me, because I will put my foot down. I will. I'll shut it down. I'll kick them off. I don't give a fuck. If you can't behave and act like an adult, then yeah. And okay.
Oh my God, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
You should hear some of the shit you've said in the past, Scarlett. You've said some pretty gross stuff. Hi, Tia. Good to see you, love.
Hey, Tia.
I'm sorry, but I would use her art as an ashtray. I would start smoking again purposely.
No, I would take a dump in her fucking ashtrays.
Isn't that classy? Just
Mm-hmm.
take a dump in her ashtray. That sounds like Mrs. P, and I understand Mrs. P saying that. She has an excuse, mentally. She has a reason to not understand what she's saying and repercussions, all that shit. But yeah.
Okay. I'll take a dump in her ashtray. Oh my God.
Like, hello? Like, is it just me?
These are grown adults over here talking about
Totally.
taking a shit in a damn ashtray. Come on.
What the
Grow the fuck up.
Seriously. Like, that's gross. That's really nasty. And you're over there talking about children seeing things that she does, and you're talking about taking your own shit, taking a shit in her ashtray. Very classy lady, let me tell you. People keep you around, Scarlett, because you give them money. And I've noticed that out here. You shell out the bucks, and you get to say whatever you want. You notice that? I don't give two fucks about that. I don't care about money. I don't care about none of that. I like hanging out, and if I can make a difference anywhere, or have people feel better because they see that I'm noticing things they are, like, I just am not about the shit, people.
Scarlet. Disgusting. Jeez, at least wipe her. Sorry, I'm just
and Trisha says at least wipe. Like, dude, how old are you people? Ew.
The bitch has fucking kids, and she has the nerve to talk about other people's children. That's what we're saying. On crack? Yeah, you are on crack.
Is she on crack? What? Now they're gonna say she's on crack. I think maybe noodle mash might be a few things, but I don't think she's on crack. Just saying.
Kid. Oh yeah, then she makes fun of the fact that extinct tube can't have kids. Oh, yeah.
Okay, if that's true, I don't agree with it. I've never seen proof of that. But if she has, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's terrible. But I must say, I have looked at Extinct 2's whatever at her channel, and every fucking thing on there is noodle. So I mean, you guys, people get pushed to a point where it's like all bets are off. They get
Hey, Adam.
They get pushed, and I can't say I wouldn't do that. We don't know how we would act. If someone kept pushing, poking, pushing, we might lose our shit too, right? But I did take a peek over, actually, when you and Broken were talking with her about certain things. It was upsetting me that you were taking her word for what she was saying. And I went and looked at her channel, and every single fucking post is about noodle mash. So imagine if you're getting harassed all the time, there's channels dedicated just to you. I don't know what I would do. I might lose my shit here and there, you know. But anyway, if she did say that about her not having kids, that's terrible. Nobody should say that.
Yeah, she makes fun of the fact. She's like, "Well, it's a good thing you can't have children, or you can't experience having grandkids." Oh, she says that to extinct.
Yeah, not okay either. See, and I could sit back here and call it out for what it is, not who it is, but what it is.
And Extinct Tube's jealous because Noodle has a working uterus.
She has a working uterus. I can't comment on that because I didn't hear any of it. If she did say that, that's wrong. That's not okay to rub in someone's face if they have kids. However, you know what? People push the ugly out of us. You keep pushing, someone's going to snap.
Oh my fucking God, I'm disgusted.
Oh my fucking God.
You are so disgusting. Yep, we've called that out too on this side. I know.
You're calling someone disgusting. Meanwhile, you were just wanting to shit in her ashtray.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ass or something like that. Something about not wiping.
Now, who does she think she is? I mean,
dude.
Somebody that pops in every now and then and throws cash out and thinks they're the best friend that anybody could have.
That's exactly, and I'm telling you, MKB, that's key. If you watch enough out here, you will see that anyone who's money is allowed to say whatever they want.
Yep.
It's like buying a fucking seat on the panel is what it is.
Yep.
I wouldn't do that. I don't give two fucks if you're giving me a couple $100. I don't care. I wouldn't sell myself short.
No, we've called that out. I didn't know this. Oh yeah, we've called that out too.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, she said you're not allowed around children. Yeah, she said the same about me.
Again, if she did say that, that's terrible. It's wrong. It is. That's terrible.
Yep, because of Big D. And yet when I said that she's a danger to be around children because she's
a danger to be around children. Sally Ann just said that she's a danger to be around children. Huh. Listen, I know you're not fond of Noodle. Do you think she's a danger to be around children?
I don't know about that, but I know I don't like the way she goes after Mrs. P. That's not my only thing is, like you said, there's only so much a person can take.
Yeah.
Until they, break their silence or whatever. And I get why she does what she does. Not what she does, or her act out. I know she acts out a lot, and she does have a mental problem, and her fueling the fire don't help it at all.
Right. I agree with you on that. But why are they saying she shouldn't be around children? What?
She's got grandchildren and stuff. I think they find her fine and everything, and she's got children and stuff. It's very well okay.
Yeah, like what?
So I wouldn't see a problem with that.
Yeah, like what does children have to do with anything? What does her mom have to do with anything?
That's something they should not bring up or even think about, is talking about somebody's deceased mom.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I can empathize a lot because again, I've lost my mother, and sometimes people don't act. It's not textbook how you're going to act when you lose someone. Everything's different. Everybody's different. You can't fucking judge. Well, when I love it when I hear people say, "Oh, when my kid did this, or when I went through that, I didn't do that." We're different. We're all different. What do you mean you didn't do it, so nobody did? What the fuck is wrong with people? They're so cut and dry, black and white, boring. There's so much gray in between everything. It's not just this or that and no other options. A lot of people are that gray in between. Because you can't see it or don't get it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I could go on and on and on about all the true crime shit and all the speculation, this bullshit fucking speculation. Unbelievable. The way that they judge people on, if I lost my kid or my kid was missing, I wouldn't be doing this. How the fuck do you know what you'd be doing?
Ain't nobody gonna know until they in that situation.
And God forbid it happen to you. And I'd be real careful because I see it all the time. People judging others, they find themselves right there in that situation. And these people don't realize it. Like, stop. Maybe one day you're going to be the subject of topic on someone's channel. If you thought about that for a moment, I'm sure you would stop and realize, maybe put some boundaries on what you're doing.
Cat butts. Yep. She tried to tell people that I said that she was having sex with her cat. Well, maybe she is.
Oh my God. So I don't know what she's talking about there, but I do know what they continue on to say, and it's really disgusting. That's bestiality. That, like, these are children.
You're not sober, right? So I mean, she's having sex with her cats. Yeah. Why not?
Listen, these are adults. Imagine if that was your mother talking about all this. What the fuck is wrong with these people? What is her mother? What is having sex? I don't like her fetish with cat assholes either, but I would never say, like, how do you people have no boundaries? Good Lord. Ugh. Do you have anything to say about the...
They would hate to see the way I talk to my animals. Lord knows they would think I'm having sex with my animals, because I love on them all the time and talk to them like they my kids.
Right, totally, me too.
That don't mean we're having sex with the animal just because you love your animals.
Right.
I mean, we're at that point in the States, right? Let's talk about my parenting. Let's talk about my children. Let's talk about your sobriety. Let's talk about your husband and his sexuality. Yep. Well, she's having fucking sex with her cats. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like my mind couldn't even go there to shove the words out of my mouth.
Now, I don't understand why she likes cats' assholes so much. I don't know why she's so thrilled about the cat's assholes. I don't know. But I couldn't say she's having sex with them. Just she's so thrilled about their assholes.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, maybe that's how I don't know, maybe it's a thing. I personally think it's fucking weird, but that's her thing. That's her shtick. That's what she likes. There's obviously other people do too, because they color it, right? It's in coloring books. However, to make the jump from that to the bestiality, that's weird.
Let's talk about how and talk about what a disappointment I am, because I stood up for Sally and you guys multiple times on my lives.
Scarlett, no one even goes to your fucking lives.
No, I didn't even know she still went live, actually.
Right. Like, and I'm not trying to be rude or mean. It's just just saying.
No, she's a disappointment. She's the one that needs help.
Yes, Megan.
I can't believe this woman has children. But you know what? To each his own. You have children, okay?
I can't believe you have children the way you're speaking. Your kids are enough to be online listening to you right this very moment. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to listen much longer because I want to jump 2 seconds. But you guys, she does that cat butt thing. Wait, it went away.
The cat butt thing to laugh back at them starting this BS all because she colored a page that was a cat butt then.
Oh, see, we don't know everything. So I get it now. So she really doesn't have a cat butt fetish. She's milking it, being silly. She's just being silly and feeding into it, right? Be good. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, she said they ran with that shit. She does not have a fetish. Well, I know she buys coloring books and stuff. It's got cat assholes on them and stuff. She showed it before. But
she's doing that. So see, we just learned something new. We didn't know that, but thank you for sharing.
You just made it even worse for yourself, you trash. I'm just telling you right now, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people that do have kids that will be contacting you.
Wait, what?
What has that got to do with having kids?
I don't.
Why are they bringing kids up in this situation when Nothing has been said about kids or have anything to do with kids. I don't understand why they keep bringing up children.
Okay, Mary. I hear you guys. I get it now. So Mary says she does it as a clap back to these idiots that I've been saying that have
She
been,
has sex with her cats.
yeah. Yeah. So this has been going on a long time that they've been accusing her of the bestiality thing. Oh my God. See, I don't know this. Tell me. Hi, Blues Girl. I'm not a Noodle Mash fan, though I adore Be Good Patty. But these idiots on Mrs. P's side are just really dumb too. I just don't like. Oh, I lost it.
Either lady, just my opinion, no disrespect to anyone.
Right. See, and that's the thing. Distance yourself. Like, listen, she's not my cup of tea. But I this, like, I've never heard the bestiality thing. Like, that's gross. And her mother, I don't give two fucks whose mother you're talking about. It's not okay if the mother is passed. I don't see a face. I see a child who's lost a mother. It doesn't matter if it's a minor child, it's somebody who's lost their mother.
Yeah.
How can you justify that? How do you people justify? There's nothing that you can do to justify the loss of a loved one. I don't give a shit how you try to twist and turn and excuse. Anyone could justify anything. If you have idiots that believe you, anything could be justified.
Yeah, and Sally Ann's got back up. You want to know why? Oh, yeah. You want to see why? Take a look at these numbers. Oh, my God. That's why.
Yeah, stick to your comic. Hold on a minute. Oh, shit. Where's that other part?
He squashed to just assume things. It's raining here bad. I'm going to pause.
Okay, so keep in mind, they're reading right now. So Noodle apparently was probably listening to this, understandably getting pissed, and she made a post. Well, listen, you're gonna get a reaction if someone's listening to 4 people, 5 people on panel.
Yeah.
That's a mob mentality. That's what that is. She was holding her own on her own channel. Everybody's allowed to feel however they want, but to have to be told where to draw the line when it comes to deceased people and losing loved ones and sex with animals like that, you guys have no, where's the limit? You have no limit.
I find it odd that your husband shares the exact same name as a famous Danish killer. Could they be related? If so, has he inherited those traits from your?
Now she's reading out Noodle Mash's comment from her listening to what they're saying, which, it's very difficult, but I highly recommend to breathe and step away so you don't react, because you'll be more level-headed if you just wait. These dummies in Trisha's chat, I heard them call Jill vile, and I almost jumped in. Jill's not vile. She has opinions. Yeah, I've never heard her be vile. Mm-mm. And we've had a stick back and forth. They did the same thing when Noodle Mash best friend died. What are you listening to, you little fucknut?
Who, me?
Yeah, I hear Rob, I think.
That's Landon coming here with the tablet. Landon.
Oh, I thought I heard Robbie's was. I'm really disappointed.
No.
Charlotte, I really thought
Hold
she had
on.
come a long way since then. Yeah, caffeinated slug. Listen, she gives a lot of people money out here. And again, it's like buying a seat. It's buying your right to have a voice. Because let's face it, nobody visits her on her channel, right? I don't even know where her channel is, but it's been like a year and a half, and it's stayed pretty steady of nothing. So I feel like everybody wants to be liked so bad that in my opinion, they're selling themselves short, and they put their boundaries down, or who knows, maybe they don't have any boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, like he doesn't have any limits, you know. And I was fooled for a while with Robbie, and this is me talking, not MKB, because I like his personality. He could be funny. However, he has a dark side, and he's very narcissistic for sure, because it's all about looks to him. Um, when you have to go to comparing looks and talking about looks, you lost the bet. You lost everything. You know, you just that's done.
I don't have like I don't really care too much for noodle mash at all because of the thing with Mrs. P. But I'm not a Mrs. P fan either because I don't
Right,
agree with everything Mrs. P does either or
right,
says. She
right.
does some bad things. But my thing is the reason why I have problems with them because if Mrs. If Noodle Mash would just stop the screen sharing, look at, I know she gets screenshots from Mrs. P's, everything that Mrs. P posts. If she would tell people, do not send me this stuff, I don't want to see it. If she would just ignore Mrs.
Yeah,
P, the shit would go away. It would stop. She would have nothing to come back at her with if it would just stop. But both of them are in so deep that
yeah,
neither
I,
one of them could drag themselves out of the hole because they in so deep.
right. I agree.
And that's the reason I don't care for neither one of them because they both go back and forth. But if Noodle Mash should be a better person and just say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to talk about Mrs. P anymore, and stop with all the showing the screenshots of Mrs. P put up, Mrs. P posted. Just totally ignore the woman. She'd go away, or she would.
Well,
It
if
would
she
cut
did,
out.
honestly, that's what would happen with your average person. Yes, it would fade. However, we're talking about someone who shows their vagina on YouTube.
Yeah, it's true, but she would
So,
eventually fade more than she's doing what she's doing now because she's getting all this attention and
right,
she's getting, even if it's negative, she's getting attention for it right now. But what as hard as Noodle Mash keeps making, showing all this stuff and talking about it, it's just fueling the fire. That's all it is. It's fueling the fire. It's it's making everybody, it's making other people angry because Noodle Mash can't drop it. She
yeah,
can't just let it go. And if she just let it go and just ignore Mrs. P, she could be the better woman and just ignore her, and it would go away. Or it would
yeah,
die down. It wouldn't be as bad as it is now because people wouldn't be standing up for her and clapping and
yeah,
praising her right now
yeah.
if it was stopped.
They're using her. And listen, in my opinion, I think Noodle Mash. Listen, it's the same shit still being talked about. If I was her, and this is just my opinion, no offense to her, but you took the law. You went to the law to help you, so they're there to help you. Use them, and that
Yeah, don't bring it up in your chat. Don't show all the screenshots. Don't talk about it in your chat. Just send the stupid mess to the police department. That's all you have to do. You didn't even have to bring it up to your people. I mean,
right.
that's
That
my thing.
I agree with that. I do. But there, unfortunately, there's people interfering and stirring up the mess. And, especially on Mrs. P's side, like
Yep,
we saw, like she does what anyone says. Like,
yep,
remember how Jamie told her, put this porn picture up and it'll get Sally Ann's channel knocked down. She totally did it. She doesn't think,
yep,
she reacts. She reacts, and people play on that, and Noodle takes it to heart when really I think that Mrs. P is just being, she'll just do whatever. She has
she's got the mind of a child, kind of like she don't think before she does stuff.
right. No, I think because, and I'm not being mean, but I think because she went to the law for help, they're there to help. I think that,
Yep,
and I'm not encouraging her to go get her arrested, but she needs to do what she needs to do to enforce the order. And, the back and forth shit, it's just too much. Everybody's chiming in and she's showing her vagina, and that's just too much. That's too much. Clearly, if someone's explaining away why they showed their vag on here, she has impulse control, right? Um, I don't even know what to say, honestly. I don't know how I would deal with Mrs. P. She sounds so logical and reasonable and intelligent sometimes. And then, but if you piss her off or she feels that you slighted her in the least, she just reacts. So, and there are people egging it on. And in my opinion, Extinct 2 is one of the ones egging on Noodle. Because if you go look at her channel, remember I told you, if you look at her channel, hi Jill. Um, if you look at her channel is all at Noodle. I'm talking about facts.
Yeah.
Everything she has nothing else to talk about. It's kind of like it's
But when
like
I go to Noodle's channel and watch her, all
all
I
about
see is Mrs. P. So I don't go watch neither one of them, very often. But when I do go, both of them is going at each other when I
right.
go see it.
That's their beef is the difference. It's not Extinct's beef. You know what I mean? Like, why is she harassing Noodle about, like, that's all her channel is? She goes and pulls shit off her this and that and Facebook and digs into her real life and tries to expose her. Like, it's not her fight to fight. And then Noodle finds herself in a situation because it's one of those pokey things. Like, she's Extinct is poking, and she gets pushed to that. From what I'm seeing, she gets pushed
Yeah.
to the point where she's like, where she's having impulse control. You
Yeah.
know, I think that I'm not saying anything bad about Noodle or Mrs. P. I'm trying to talk about facts. Please understand that these are just my opinions. Um, I think Mrs. P can be hysterical. Listen, I can see good and bad in anyone, everyone. Hi, Green
Hey,
Eye.
Green Eyes.
Ooh, Little Red
Little Red 123.
123. Woo woo! How cute is that? Yeah, it's been a long time. We were talking about Natasha earlier. You just made me think of her because I haven't seen her.
Hmm.
Okay, Blues Girl. I don't know who even said it. Robin Swan. Maybe I don't. I just don't even know. I mean, something has to give, Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing's changing. Nothing's changing.
Nope.
We're at the same exact place, even worse than we were when they went to court. And
Yep.
now Trisha's trying to stir up the whole court thing. Trisha was saying something about getting the copy of the court case and then playing it on here. And Robbie's over there going, yeah, yeah, just like people cover, we can cover that. Let's expose all that. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that because maybe it would put some shit to rest.
Mark, you said it. You said exactly what I think.
What did he say?
I think they both have a screw loose. They
Well,
got to be going back and forth with each other as long as they have. And if I had it's not a stalking order. It's what was
yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah, that is
No,
what
it's
it is.
not a stalking order. They said it wasn't stalking. It was a protection.
No, that's not what it is. It's a stalking order. It's not an order of protection. It's a
Uh,
stalking order.
well, whatever it is, if you got that against somebody, I would be turning this stuff into the police if she was
Right.
going on and on about it instead of making content about her every day on my YouTube story. If I was scared of the damn woman like you say you are, why would you be putting all this shit out then? My lips would be sealed and I wouldn't be talking on here to everybody if I was scared of somebody. That's just my opinion. I just think that you get this. What's the use of getting an order of protection or stalking order or whatever
Yeah.
you got? What's the use of getting it if you're not going to let the cops take their
I
job
know.
and do their job for them?
Look, Megan has an extremely good point, and I can understand that 100%. Maybe she doesn't want her in jail. And
Well, she didn't want her in jail. Why is she still going back and forth with her then? She should just drop it and it's going to die down. It's not going to be like it is right now. It would die down. It wasn't near as bad before.
I guess maybe she's doing that mother child thing where it's like you keep telling your kid, don't do that or you're going to get this taken away. And you say it over and over and over and over and over, hoping that you don't have to make that last move. And I don't think she wants her in jail. I don't want her in
She
jail.
says that she turns the stuff into the police department. Let them do their job then if you're doing it.
If she turns it in, they are going to go to jail, or she is going to go to jail.
Well, that's what she needs to do. If that's the only way, instead of her making content like she's doing, talking about Mrs. P all the time, showing every screenshot Mrs. P puts up. I mean, it's like she's stalking Mrs. P to me. Exactly what she's doing. She's stalking everything Mrs. P puts out about her. Everything is getting told to her. It's the same thing. They're stalking each other to me.
I think
And
that I think that they're both getting confused in the fact that when how we lump everything together, and I feel like both of them feel like when it's someone else saying something or making threats, like for instance Extinct saying stuff to Noodle, automatically Noodle's going to feel like that's a blow from Mrs. P, even though it's not, but because she's
yeah,
speaking on her. And I get that, I do. Jameson, hi. I don't know if I said hi. um I don't want her in jail. I don't. I really don't.
and I've heard Noodle Mash say, well, I that uh Mrs. P can't talk about me, but I can talk about
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
That's not true. Common
It
sense
is
tells
true.
you enough. Common sense is enough to tell you if somebody tells you not to be talking somebody not to be talking about you, that means you don't
Yeah,
talk about them either. That's just common sense. You got
yeah.
to tell me. You got to have common sense to know that.
Well, and then it boils down to, from what you just said, is a right fighter, is being right. And I think I've seen Noodle Mash want to be right when people are saying, you can't talk about her either. And she's proving a point by saying, legally, I can talk about her. And it's pushed her into the point of, I can talk about her because they keep saying she can't, she can't, she can't. I think morally, no, she shouldn't either. It should go both ways.
Yeah.
But I think that,
If both of them would shut up, the shit would have to die down because neither one of them have nothing to say about the other person.
but there are other people egging it on and
The
making,
other people is what,
yeah,
yeah, makes it even worse.
exactly. And that's my point. Is
They
there,
shouldn't be egging on Mrs. P to do anything or say anything. They should be asking her not to be saying these things. They
right?
should not be sitting there
Won't.
doing this fighting for her. And Noodle Mash needs to keep her mouth shut and not be saying anything about Mrs. P and not be showing screenshots and everything else. She needs to take
Yeah.
those screenshots straight to the police department. Say this is what I'm getting. This is her harassing me, stalking me. Still, this is the information y'all need. This is not for me to put
Yeah,
out to
I
all of my people on
that.
YouTube.
I do. I agree with it. But you also have, I think people put like that I can't even say the extinct person. There are people that truly are harassing Noodle. They are 100%. And they might be doing it because they don't like her and they're using Mrs. P as like a pawn type thing.
Yeah.
Uh, but there definitely are people going after her, and there are vice versa. There are people truly going after Mrs. P that isn't Noodle, but it's other people. They're just inciting, sitting back, watching the shit show. They have no face, no name. They have some fucking weird ass name and weird ass avatar, and they stir the pot. And there's some people on here that are real and really want to like do something, make a difference. They really care. And then there's the other ones that are in it just to see a shit show.
Smiley said Noodle Mash doesn't do that, MKP. What does she not do? I've went to her chat. I don't even go to her chat that often, but when I do, it's her talking about Mrs. P. I went in there the other day to see what she was talking about. She was talking about Mrs. P. She was showing all these screenshots that Mrs. P put up on her community page. Why do that when you should take that shit to the police department, turn it in, and say, here, this is what this woman's still doing to me. It shouldn't have to be for content and for her because she knows that as soon as she talks about Mrs. P, that's going to fire everybody else up that's backing Mrs. P. That's going to fire them all up to give them ammunition to go at Noodle Mash again. And it's going to make Mrs. P go nuts again and go crazy and think, oh, she's talking about me again, so it's my
Yeah.
turn to talk back. I
And
mean,
yeah.
silently, she would win at this, and she would just take all the stuff that people send her, take it and turn it into the police department. Say, this is what this woman keeps doing. I want to stop. I want to put a stop to this. It don't mean go talk about her the next day on your live or nothing. That's not going to stop anything. You know, if they told me that this person can't talk about you, that I wouldn't sit there and be talking about this person either, because that's only right. That's, don't talk about somebody else if you don't want them talking about you either.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but again, it's the people that are inciting it all. That's what I
Well,
believe.
Smiley, I know I don't watch Noodle Mash that much, but when I have went in there, it's always been about her talking about Noodle Mash. I
Let
mean,
me ask.
Mrs. P.
Let me ask you a serious question. If Noodle turned in everything to the cops and they arrest Mrs. P again, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think the harassment will stop? No,
Yes, I think it eventually will, because she ain't
no.
gonna want to sit in jail. She don't want. And if Noodle Mash would drop it and stop talking about Mrs. P, and she went to jail, she ain't gonna keep talking about her if she ain't mentioning her name or nothing.
I
If
think
these people would stop, I think it would stop.
they won't though, because it's not their situation. And that's why what I was just saying, they're going to sit back and enjoy the show and they don't care. And a lot of it, I got to say, probably 90% of what goes on is from people.
See, I
One
agree
who,
with Blues Girl. They both have to stop, in my opinion. That's me. I'm not taking up for one or the other. I'm saying both of them need to stop. Period. It shouldn't be right for one to talk and one not to. Both of them need to stop. And if they both stopped, the other person wouldn't have no reason, or wouldn't have nothing they could come back at that person for. There wouldn't be nothing they
well,
can say.
listen to this. Mrs. P's not even allowed on here. So, I mean, that would nip the whole thing in the bud, right? But nobody, she's not going to stop. She's not going to stop.
Well, who
I,
says Mrs. P's not allowed on here?
she's not allowed on here. The court said, I've heard Noodle
The,
say it.
they told her she couldn't get on here for a certain amount of time, but I don't think it's
She's not
now.
allowed to talk about her, period. She's not allowed to even like be where she's like, it's everyone else's fault because they do have the wherewithal and awareness to know they're
Yes,
not.
she's not supposed to talk about Noodle Mash at all. But if somebody was sitting
Uh-oh.
all the time, I'd be coming right back at them. That's just how it is. I mean,
But the people are the ones that are inciting Mrs. P to keep talking. So she
I
keeps,
know, the shame on them
Noodle
people.
keeps responding. And Noodle, a lot of the time, is going after the people that are coming after her on behalf of Mrs. Portland. So, and then you have those shit fucks over there like Jamie and Robbie that I think are using her. They're just using her for their own agenda, just for their own gain.
But I think Noodle Mash could be a better person and stand up and say, I'm not going to talk about this woman no more. I'm not going to mention her. Maybe if I don't mention her and don't talk about her, she'll go
She
away.
has done that. They're saying in
I
the
haven't seen her do that. I haven't seen
well,
it.
it doesn't mean that she hasn't, just because we don't follow
But
her.
you can't stop for a week and say, I've done it. It's going to
Uh,
take longer than that.
well, I always hear her talking about her as well, but I don't really go in there that much.
Well, see, that's you don't go in there that much, but when you do
Mhm.
go in there, you hear her talking about her. That makes me think the same way as I do. I don't go in there that much, but when I do, it's always her talking about Mrs.
But I
P.
have to open my mind, and a lot of people right here are saying that she has tried to stop talking about her, and
She's tried to stop talking about her,
okay,
but she hasn't.
listen. When Mrs. P was gone, because she was gone for quite some time, I'd say like a month or two. Um, I don't know. I wasn't over with Noodle. Was she still talking about her at that point?
There was times that she talked about her, because I do remember that.
When Mrs. P wasn't around anymore?
Yep.
MKB, did you hear what Marie 21 literally said? We'll handle this for you, Mrs. P. These people are making plans to go real life on Noodle.
I
Boy.
don't agree with anybody going real life on Noodle. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if both of them would stop, all these other idiots out here wouldn't have nothing to even go at either.
But the
If
thing is,
Noodle would stop, they wouldn't have anything to go at Noodle about either.
Smiley. Yeah, is that, are you being a smartass, Smiley? Because I don't think I'm a saint. It's, you know how it is, you guys. It's easy to see things when you're not in the middle of it. And they just said that she did go without talking about her for
No, she didn't.
well, I don't know.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it, but she did. She did speak of Mrs. P. She may not have spoke about her, but she spoke about the situation and everything, all the
Unfortunately,
court
it's
stuff and
part of
stuff.
her life, and that's okay. For in my opinion, it's okay to talk about like here and there.
But if
But
I don't think it is, and not if you don't want it to be said about. On the other hand, if you don't want it to come back on you, I wouldn't say shit
uh,
about it. If you didn't want somebody to bother you, would you bring them up?
but you're
Just be
talking
honest.
about your average thinking person, and we're not dealing with that. That's what
But
you
if
have.
you wanted
To
somebody to leave you
it,
alone, would you bring them up?
listen, MKB, it doesn't matter. It's not as simple as that. You're doing the black and white thing. There's gray. She doesn't have the mentality of your average person. So we're not dealing with your typical situation where normally a person would, you
So
know.
you're saying both of them don't have the mentality then?
I mean, I don't like talking about people's mental health. I don't know where Noodle's at as far as that, but I know for sure Mrs. P, she doesn't have boundaries or limits, or she doesn't know the difference. And people egging her on, and of course Noodle's going to get pissed because she's getting it again. Look at Extinct's page. Just go take a little peeky weeky. It's all fucking Noodle mash. I didn't know until I went and looked because she was talking. Listen, one night in Urine Broken's chat, I was seeing them say things about Noodle that I didn't agree with. That they were saying stuff like, "How come she can go do this and not that?" It's none of your fucking business. That bothered me a lot. Like, just because you don't like someone, you don't let your morals down and allow people to speak ill of them just because you don't like them.
I agree with you, Blues Girl.
What? My likeness
She's.
had proper
I,
representation. Oh, absolutely. I agree too. I agree
it would
too.
have been both of them would have been shut up. Period, and it wouldn't have been he said, she said. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be back and forth
That's
if
what
the courts knew the whole situation.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I think that Noodle expects more, like, not expects, how do I say? I think that Noodle Mash, as many people do, just automatically, just like you were just saying, doesn't she just know if someone's doing this? No, the mentality is different. No, everybody doesn't understand. Just because what's logical to us seems logical and common sense to us, they're not. There's people that aren't on that same wavelength. They're lacking. It's different. They don't see things the way your average person would. So with that said, we don't know what Noodle's mental stuff is, and it's none of our business, quite frankly. And the only
I
reason
think both of them need to take their old asses out and just fight each other and get it over with, and
no,
then it'd be over with, and then we'll say who won, who lost, or whatever. Maybe they both shut
do
up
you know
about it.
what
Then
I think? Do you know what I think we
they
should do?
need to do old school shit.
I
Take
think
it out back.
I think we need to have court here on my channel and let I'm not even kidding. We'll have a jury, we'll have fucking judge, we'll hear all sides, and we'll let the audience decide. Well, that shut you up, girl. Yeah,
No, I think that's a good idea. That really is a good
your
idea.
wheels are spinning, huh?
No, I understand people saying, "Well, Mrs. P's." I know Mrs. P is doing horrible things, and she is saying horrible things. She's doing horrible things,
Yeah.
but my opinion, my solely opinion, myself, is if one would shut up, the other one would shut up. They wouldn't have nothing else to say. They couldn't come back on nothing when there's nothing there to say.
But
That's
what
just the way I feel
I
about it.
get I get it.
I can sit here. Y'all can tell me all y'all want to tell me all day long, but I'm saying if one's sitting there still running their mouth about somebody, and the court told me not to say nothing to this person, but this other person's over here still running their mouth, I'm probably gonna take some jail time because I'm still gonna sit there and say some shit and run my mouth back.
Well, and the key word is, and you and I were talking about this earlier. You were saying if I, we're all
Yeah.
different. That's you.
But Noodle Mash needs
That's
to be a
you.
better woman and stand up and say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to drag this shit out anymore
But you don't know
longer.
how it feels to be in her position, getting attacked from all angles.
Oh, yes, I have. I've been attacked on YouTube
Not like her. Not
uh,
like her.
with the Christmas shit. It nearly pushed me over the edge.
See,
And
you're going
uh,
off. I
so,
get it. Listen,
everybody coming at me. So
but she's got that all the time, every day. And channels, you weren't having channels made about you all over the place. We
because you
don't
know why
know.
they're doing this? Because she hasn't stopped talking about Mrs. P.
But
That's
it's a
what these
catch
people are saying.
22. She did stop for 2 months. And
She did not.
Miss
It
P
wasn't
came
not no
back.
clearly nothing said about Mrs. P for 2 months.
Mrs. Portland came back, and for me, from what, and I could be wrong, but what I saw is when she came back, everyone again started the shit. Like, they allow her. I blame everyone else. I
Yeah,
do.
I think it's everyone else too. I think if a lot of people would stay out of it and let these two handle it, things would be a lot different. But
Okay,
that's
here's
not the
Jeff in
case.
Jersey is confirming. I'm sorry, but I remember when Noodle didn't say anything about her for the longest time, but it just seemed like Mrs. P went harder and got worse. I know, but what is the answer then? Like, what is the answer? I mean, honestly, if it was me, and this is just me, this is me, my feelings. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I just am saying my feelings. If I think that if I was in the position of Noodle Mash, I would ignore her, because there's no words that someone could say to me, because I love me, and there's nothing that anyone
I would
could.
take the shit to the police department and be done with it and let
And I
them do their
agree with that
job.
too, but did you hear what Megan said? I really that comment was so on point. She
What?
said she doesn't want her in jail.
Well, she brings it up all the time. I got this order against you. I got this order against you. She didn't want her in jail. She would just drop the damn order then.
Well, and remember I told you it's like that kid and parent thing. You don't want to take their toy away. You don't want to take their electronics away. You don't want to do it. You warn, you warn, you warn, you warn, and
Pretty
then
is as pretty does. I said
I
you saying
rebel.
I don't know what she talks about. I said when I do go in there, and I went in there
Okay,
lately several
okay,
times, and
breathe,
she's
girl.
always talking about Mrs. P. Every time that I went in there, she's
Yeah, I
talked
mean
about Mrs.
that's
P. And
okay.
that's
Okay. So is it fair to say that you're not sure that when
I
you've
I
gone
know
in
when I
there?
go in there, she's talking about
Right.
Mrs. P. I don't know
Okay.
if she talks about her every day, but
Right.
it seems
Okay.
awful funny when I do pick to go in there. It's just Mrs. P on the subject.
I mean, then it's fair to say
And
you
just like you
felt
said,
that.
every time you went in there, and you don't go in there
Yeah.
very often, it's always you've heard
Right.
Mrs. P. So
Yep. That's
it's
true.
that's that's to me that's pretty obvious that
High
she
Rebel
talking about
Soul,
her a lot.
no, that doesn't. Things are not what they appear ever. They're just not simple.
But
But
I think if people would leave Mrs. Noodle Mash alone, leave Noodle Mash alone, leave Mrs. P alone, let them handle their own situation, things wouldn't be as
right,
bad as it is now.
but it's not
And
gonna.
all these people don't need to be taking Mrs. P's side and threatening
Yeah.
and going real life and all that. That's wrong.
Look
Talking
at
about her
Rebel
mother.
Soul. Well, maybe you didn't
I
get to
never got
see
to see
that,
Micah's dick either.
but some people got to see Mrs. P's
Hoo
vag.
ha.
Hoo-ha. Yeah. So breathe a minute. Nobody's attacking you. I understand your feelings. Believe me, I get it. I just want it to end. I don't like.
I wanted it
Listen,
to end. That's the reason why I'm trying to think if maybe if I'm saying Noodle Mash tries to be a better person and just say, hey, I'm not going to do what these people are doing, and just say, hey, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be better. I'm not going to talk about her, and I'll just let the police handle it from here on out like they're supposed to. And then just take everything that she throws at her and take it to the police department. Let them deal with it. And then
And
this
then
shit won't be like
pretty
this.
is as pretty does has a point. I mean, it does. It amps it up a lot because if we would go, people would not we, but people would go after her for having her arrested. And I listen, she's in a between a rock and a hard spot. She wants to defend
But if you're
herself.
not
How
talking about her, she's not mentioning her, talking about her, they should have no reason to be mad at at Noodle Mash. I wouldn't have no reason to be mad at Noodle Mash or whatever. I would think she's doing the right thing. If
but
she's not talking about her or
like
nothing
that,
and she's
but
taking it to the police department, but when she's sitting here talking about her, showing screenshots, community posts that she's posted, talking about her like that,
yeah.
then you got to think, well, dang, why is she talking about her? She don't want her talking about me. That's the
Yeah.
way I see it. And
I mean,
I
I
mean,
understand where you're coming from. I do. I get it. And I would probably handle it different. Because in my eyes, Mrs. Portland is a child, so she's gonna say horrible things, and she can't.
but that don't make it right for her either. She shouldn't be saying horrible things either and doing horrible things. And I don't agree with the things that she's doing. I'm not saying she's being a saint in this at all, because she's not. She's being horrible too. And I'm just thinking if both of them would just shut up and stop talking about one another, maybe it'd go away. I'm just wishing it would go away
Won't.
instead of keep going.
What I'm telling you is it won't go away because there's all these people feeding it, making it go on and on and on. Would be like if she had all the channels about her. Mrs. P, she didn't lose. Yeah, Blues Girl. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's at a point where it gets old,
It
and
is gross on both sides.
it needs to stop. And the only way is to ice Mrs. Portland out. Um, I'm telling you, go look at Extinct's stuff.
I
That
don't watch Extinct.
well, I don't watch her either, but when she was talking all kinds of smack in your chat that one time, I went and looked at her channel, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, if someone was doing this to me, I'd probably have a little shit fit too. Like it's all about her, and it's not. Oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought. Imagine that. Imagine having channels dedicated just to you,
Pretty
harassing.
is pretty does. If it was me, and I tried for a year, I would be taking this to the police department. I don't care who,
Yeah,
what, with, ands, buts, anything would be
yeah.
mad at me about going to the police department to stop this shit. That's what I would do. I'd be letting the police handle this, and I wouldn't be taking myself on YouTube and talking about it. I would be letting the police handle it and just keeping my mouth shut and let them do the job that they're supposed to be doing. That's what I would do.
I
And
think
if
that
everybody got mad, then I'd say, "Oh well, you should have kept her mouth shut. You should have
right.
kept her from talking about me
Yeah,
and doing
yeah.
all this
I agree.
other shit."
I mean, I know, but listen, that it did turn into a shit show, but then it eventually calms down, and maybe, as much as I hate to say it, maybe that's where she needs to be. That's the only
Yep.
way.
Maybe
Doesn't
I'd
get
shut her up for a little bit. Maybe it'd shut her up a little longer this time.
yeah. And believe me, I had anxiety knowing she was in jail, but you know what? Yeah, I think that's the only thing that Noodle Mash can do, honestly. And that's why she looked to the law. And I get it. She probably really doesn't want to do that, which I wouldn't want to either. But that's why she did what she did, right? And I think that it's getting to a point like it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. I think that if she pulled through with her order and followed all the way through with it, eventually it would calm down out here. Yes, people would talk shit, talk, but it would fade down because the two of them wouldn't be going at it anymore. And I feel that 90% of people are the ones that are, that's what this is about. It's 90%, I would say, are on the people out here. Um, I believe they are anti-noodle channels that mess with Mrs. P. Yeah, and that, yeah. I mean, listen, Megan.
I believe there's people messing with her too, like Mrs. P and Noodle Mash. There's probably both on both sides.
Right, exactly,
Because Mrs. P has said that people have sent her shit before in the mail. Now you tell me how horrible is that damn mess? And why is there people sending her bad emails and all this?
Yeah,
It's happening
that's
on
not
both
Noodle
sides, not
doing
just
it.
one.
Hey, it's not Noodle doing it, but Noodle's getting the backlash for it, and vice versa.
Yep.
They both get the backlash for other people doing shit on their behalf that they didn't ask them to do. Like, there's other sick people lurking around, and they're just playing games. They're playing games. These are real people, real feelings, real life, real everything. It needs to end. And I don't, my advice to Noodle is to just follow through, because these people are going to just keep taking advantage of her, using the fact that she does have impulse control problems. um
No, you just got people wanting to fight Mrs. P's battles for her, and these grown people should know that if she would just stop and both of them stops, this shit wouldn't happen. But they shouldn't be up here trying to fight somebody going real life on people, talking about people's dead moms and children and everything else. That's not going to fix the situation either.
I think she needs to be iced out, and she's not going to do it on her own, and nobody else obviously is going to do it. So the only way is, listen, looking at it logically, not emotionally, I think that would be Noodle's best bet, because everyone's just going to keep using her. And they are. It's the other people are sending them crazy emails. Both of them. They're both getting that. Both of them. So we want this war to end. And unfortunately, Mrs. Portland may have to learn the hard way again. She doesn't get it. Nobody cares enough about her that's in her circle at any time and all times to actually tell her next time it's going to be for probably a pretty long time.
They need to go instead of going at Noodle Mash fighting with her. They need to be telling Mrs. P to quieten down and not be
Exactly.
putting all this shit out. That's what
Exactly.
they need to have her stop doing her stuff instead of fighting back with Noodle Mash.
Read Kayla's.
I subscribed to Extinct for a month or two, and I couldn't believe how she would attack Noodle on a daily basis. It was horrible. I eventually just had to. I couldn't deal with myself. Well, I don't know Extinct Tube. I don't follow her. I don't watch her. I just know
That's
that I've
it right
watched
there. That's
Noodle
key.
Mash for short. You got people on Mrs. P the same way, going at her the same way, sending her shit too. So I mean, it's on both sides. It's not just
Totally.
It's not
I
just
think
Noodle
we
Mash.
I think we could all agree on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's key what you just said, because you just said you don't know anything about Extinct. Well, when she was coming in your chat telling you and
Well, I
Brooke.
don't remember her coming in there saying anything that
Oh
night. I
yeah.
don't, because I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
you were. It's okay. But anyway, when she was doing that, she was talking so much shit, and I'm like, what is this person all about? I keep hearing.
And she must not. She don't come in our chat very often then, because I don't even remember
No,
Extinct
she
Tube.
was starting to, because you guys were talking about fucking noodle mash.
Oh, because I was going to say I never
Now
seen
that is
her.
hate bonding. That's what hate bonding is. You're talking about someone I hate, so I'm going to come in here. And she was only telling you her side of the story. Oh, she told me I couldn't have babies, blah, 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 blah. What? Well, then I went and looked at her channel, which I've never done. And that's the thing, is if someone's just coming in telling you something.
But why would Noodle Mash say something like that
I
either?
don't.
That
Well,
would
go
be
look
very
at
hurtful
her
if she
page.
did say it.
It's wrong. It's very wrong.
Yep.
However, you go look at her page if everything's still up, and then you tell me why. You still haven't looked, but I'm telling you, Yeah, you have to go look. And yeah, see, and I'm not always paying attention either. But listen, if someone innocently comes in your chat like she did to you girls, and you are already on this thing of not liking Noodle, and here comes someone saying, she said this, and this about me, and you guys are like, that's fucked up. Da. Well, I stopped and went and looked at her channel, and I was like, there's more to this story. Is egg noodle mash.
They're probably saying extinct,
Yeah,
whatever you
extinct.
call it. Yeah, whatever extinct is egg noodle mash because she wants Mrs. Portland to go to jail so she can then go and say how horrible noodle mash is.
That's interesting. Maybe. Well, what do you guys think the key is? I mean, listen, we all have opinions, but what do you ultimately think?
Y'all don't like my opinion, so what is y'all's opinion? Just
Yeah,
shut the stuff
exactly.
down.
And we don't agree. Like MKB and I don't agree a lot, but if anyone wants to come up and share what they think the answer to this would be, not to talk about what's going on, but how does this end? How does this stop? That's exactly what I do, Andrew and Mom. I go look for myself. Absolutely. You have to do your own due diligence regarding anything. And yes, we're all impulsive when someone initially comes in a chat and says, she said this, he said that, blah, blah, blah. We have to be careful, and especially people like to get you when you are on live because they know they'll get an immediate reaction. You don't have time to do your due diligence. So I have seen that a lot. A lot of people come in, stir the pot, and they'll drop some comments that a lot of the time are true, but sometimes they aren't, and you don't have time, and so you react. It stops when people stop talking about it. I would.
That's what I
Well,
think.
that's not happening though. So what
But
okay,
it's got to be completely stopped. I mean, you got to stop talking about this person and don't even mention them, period. Don't mention the case. Don't mention anything about it. Just don't even bring that person up, period. That's my thing.
okay,
You got,
well, listen,
the,
but Trisha, for instance, here's an example. I told you earlier, like Trisha today was saying, I'm getting a hold of that court transcript or the whole hearing, and I'm going to play it out here. I mean,
still, that's not going to persuade me any different if whether I hear it or not. I think if both of them just stops, then everybody
but
would,
there's
there
everyone
wouldn't be
else.
nobody else that's going to be able to say
Yes,
anything
they
if neither one of
are.
them are talking.
Yes,
If
they
what
are.
are they going to say if there's nothing there to say?
They will.
They can't say that Noodle Mash said this if Noodle Mash didn't say nothing. They
Well, yeah,
can't
but
say
they'll
Mrs.
keep
P
going
said
back
this if
to
Mrs.
it.
P didn't say nothing.
They will, because
It's gonna
that's
quiet
the
them
thing,
out.
is Mrs. P is always going to talk about it.
Well,
And
then
she,
okay, you saying Mrs. P is always going to talk about it. It
yeah.
seems to me that Noodle Mash is the same way.
Well,
She's always
yeah,
talking
she's
about it
going
too.
to, right. I agree. They both need to
So both
stop.
of them, you need to say both of them is
No,
always going to do
because
this.
the thing is Mrs. P isn't at the same mentality, and she can be swayed very easily by people. That's the difference.
Well, then Noodle Mash must be the same way because to me, she's being persuaded and talked and does the same thing. Both of them are talking. I myself had seen neither one of them stop talking.
Okay, I just asked if anyone wanted to come up and say their piece, and Mary would like to come up. So
Okay.
maybe it'll calm us down a little bit. Okay, hang on, love. All right, here we go. I'm sorry.
Kayla said, "How will it stop? It's something I don't want to happen, but if it's endlessly discussed on YouTube, I'm pretty sure I know the answer." What does she
Yeah,
mean?
I think she's probably alluding to the fact that she needs to be where we don't want her to be, but that's the only way. GW did it with Lycan. Yeah, yep. I'm glad she did. But he still didn't learn because he's still out there harassing and bothering people. All right, I dropped the link. Did it show up? I do
Yeah,
appreciate
I see
the
it.
unbiased opinion. Yeah, I'm trying. It's hard, but yeah. All right, here we go. Welcome, Mary. And here's Mary. Hi, Mary. Are you there? Uh-oh, where'd she go? Hold on, let's do this again. Okay.
There I am.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
About
Hello.
Mary.
Hi.
Hi, how are
Yeah, I just wanted to come up because some of the things that are being said about noodle mash, and I have nothing against Mrs. P personally, believe me. I know that, there's some mental challenges there, but I have seen Noodle try and try and try for months. Not going to speak about her. She went 2 months or more without ever mentioning Mrs. P. And as soon as she came back, it started all over again. Celebrating the death of her mother. Um, it's just horrific things. And, you can say that the woman is not fully there, and I understand that, but she knows what she's doing.
but she has impulse control problems, is the thing.
Yes, yes,
Didn't
but
think
there's a
about it
difference
till after
between,
the
yeah, but
fact.
there's a difference between impulse control and just being pure evil and wishing death on someone and celebrating someone's death. That is not,
It
an,
is terrible, but when you think, does a child like have you ever heard a child say, "I hate you," or "I wish you were dead"?
Yes.
I have. I've been a teacher and I've heard it all, and that is where her mentality is, and that's where I'm thinking along the lines. You're not thinking. Yes, it does. It comes out. It does. Listen,
But I don't think it gives her any
Mary.
right to,
Mary,
you
she
know,
showed her fucking vagina out here on YouTube.
oh, you know what? She was encouraged to do that. I hate to say it, but
but
Exactly.
that's the child
That's
mentality.
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
thing.
no, I understand that, but I'm not saying that she's 100% normal and everything. She knows exactly what she's doing. What I'm saying is to expect Noodle Mash to just be quiet and not say anything and not take any action
No, I
is
don't.
not, that's not fair.
She
I
needs to
mean,
take
I think
action.
if she just would die down and not say nothing, it wasn't near as bad. Like you said, she quit for 2 months or something.
It
It
got
wasn't bad.
worse.
Like, I didn't
Oh,
think it was
no.
bad for a while there.
Oh, no, 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 no. It got much worse.
Because Mrs. P was in jail there for 3 days, and then she got out. She didn't say much.
No,
Eh,
but when she did come back, she was 10 times worse than she was
Yeah,
before.
that's true. But what's it gonna do if Noodle is addressing it? I mean, it's not. It only.
She
Listen.
just she wants to stop the lies. It's not about Mrs. P at this point. It's
Yeah.
about Extinct Tube and Marie
Yeah.
21 and these other people
Right.
that are coming on and lying about her.
Right. Right. I agree with that. I have to agree with
well, I
that.
don't watch them, so I don't know anything about them. I don't know what they talk about or anything.
They
I don't
talk
know.
about noodle mash, and that's it.
Constantly. And I mean, and Noodle Mash, I hate to bring this up, but she has brought it back. She's brought it up herself. She has been a 3-time unalive
Oh,
survivor. Okay. So she's dealing with her own stuff and she lost her mom, she
yeah.
lost her best friend. So she's already down. And to have these people coming on and egging Mrs. P on and lying about Noodle Mash, she has every right to come on and defend herself. That's what all those posts about Mrs. P were about.
I
It
am.
wasn't about Mrs. P, it was about her proving the truth that they were lying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. However, if it got that bad for me, I would have to log off. If it came
Oh,
down to my health or
yeah,
I
Yeah.
absolutely.
to log off, then I would have to take care of my own mental health. I wouldn't be engaging. I'm just
But
saying.
you know, Mrs. P gets the same thing. She gets these same hurtful
Yeah.
emails. She
Yeah.
gets the same thing. People, I mean, I've been on there when she had that shit sent to her. Who sends damn shit to somebody through the mail?
It's been
I mean,
proven she did that herself.
Well, I don't. I
Oh,
never seen
really?
the proof of that. I
I
hadn't seen the
saw the
proof of
proof.
that.
Oh,
I
you
saw
did?
the proof.
What? Where'd you see it? And
I don't want to say because someone sent it to me, and I don't want to bring that person into it. But
okay, that's
yes,
Well, I haven't been seen, but she still gets hurtful emails. She gets the same, and
right.
you don't know what these other people like Robbie and all of them are saying to
It's
her
not
either.
real shit. Caffeinated slug said it's not real poop. Well, that blue tip turd sure was, though, in the toilet.
Hmm.
oh God.
And that
No,
vagina was
but
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that she is not trying to go at Mrs. P. What she's trying to do is prove that Extinct Tube, Marie 21, all these people that are lying about her, that they're lying.
I mean, what are they lying about?
But the thing, wait. But the thing is unfortunately, if she's going to have to keep doing that, it brings up Mrs. P, which
And then those, yeah,
in turn brings everyone else to it. It's just a vicious cycle. So
her trying to prove them is pissing other people off because they're
yeah,
thinking she's going at Mrs. P again,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it's just fire going everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
And how
what's
many times can you keep proving? I mean, listen, she has a lot of lovely people that are very loyal to her. They don't give two fucks what's said about her. They love her anyway. So
And
that's
I'm not
true,
trying to
and
take
I'm one
Mrs.
of them.
P's side or Noodle Mash's
no.
side. I'm not taking either one of their sides. I just know that I see both of them talking about each other, and I'm thinking if they just one of them would be the better person, and just shut up and don't even mention the other person, it's going to eventually
But
quieten
it's
down
not
on her.
simple as that when there's everyone else talking all this mad shit.
I
Right.
know it's on both sides though, everyone.
Exactly.
And I would agree 1000% if it hadn't been tried already. She has tried not to talk about Mrs. P. It doesn't work.
The next step. What do you believe should happen? Let's not talk about what's already happened. Let's talk about what you think should happen because we know what happens when she's already tried. What is the next step? It's clear to me, but you
Yeah,
can
what it,
go ahead and
what do
say,
you if what I think is you don't think what I think is right? What do you think should happen?
I don't know what it should happen. To be honest with you, I don't think it's ever going to stop. Sadly, unless someone gets hurt, that's where it's going to end up.
well, what
And
about,
and I don't think Mrs. P is going to be the one to hurt anybody. It's all the people that's getting jacked up with the mess.
yeah,
Mrs. P's followers and Noodle Mash's followers. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
mm,
those people are the ones that's getting riled up more than the two people that's
right,
going at each other.
right.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let me ask again to be clear. Do you think, I'm just going to straight up ask you, do you think that Noodle Mesh should pull through all the way through with what she's, the direction she looked for help in? Do you think that,
It's already started.
oh, well, boom. And then
Then
it's okay
I
then.
wouldn't worry about trying to take up for myself or making myself look right, or because everybody's unheard that story. It's our we everybody knows how Mrs. P is. They should know how Mrs. P is. They should know who's it.
But sadly,
You know what I
they
mean.
don't. People believe her. People believe the things that Extinct Tube is saying. They
Yeah,
believe the things that these other people are saying. And that's why
yeah.
she feels the need to defend herself.
I listen, I see both sides. I really do because I would understand being pushed to a limit where you just come out and you're just like fuck everyone and fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, there was a
I
time where
just felt
Noodle
it.
was like, don't talk about
I
her, don't say anything about her. Yeah, but
Oh,
now she's gotten to the point where she doesn't give a damn anymore. Enough is enough.
Yeah, and that's why I bring up Extinct because I had no idea what she was all about until I went and looked when she's talking shit. She was just in your chat just because you guys were talking about Noodle Mash and
Hmm.
whatever. She was jumping on the bandwagon. You just told me you never seen her in your chat before. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
There's the hate bonder. You were having some words about opinions about Noodle, which I don't even
I don't
remember.
have it. I didn't say hardly nothing about Noodle because I don't have anything about
Well,
Noodle.
I'm not
Only
even
thing only
sure
thing I
though.
said is she needs to stop talking about Mrs. P, and that's the way I feel. She needs to stop talking about Mrs. P.
But
As
but
other people see the same way that she's like Robbie and all them. Mrs. P won't let it go. Mrs. P keeps talking about it. Mrs. P's rubbing it in Noodle Mash's face. I mean, Noodle Mash is rubbing it in Mrs. P's face. That's where I think they're getting it coming from, is because Noodle Mash is constantly showing these screenshots and all this, and well, and I understand, Mary, you're saying that she's trying to
To deal
tell
with
Extinct Tube and
everyone
them,
else saying.
but
She's
it's
trying.
also making it look bad that she's talking
Yeah.
about Mrs. P. So it looks wrong to all these other people what she's doing, but she's trying to prove to these two people, that she's telling the
Yeah.
truth. You know what I mean? So
Well,
I
no,
mean,
she's not
I
trying
don't
to
think.
prove anything to them. She's trying to prove to her subs and the people that watch her channel, because obviously, I mean, I wouldn't want people believing things like that about me either.
And I
I
don't think they should go real life at her at all. I don't believe that. I don't agree with
yeah.
that. And them pulling her records, I don't agree with that. I don't think they
Mm.
should do that shit either. That's
And
wrong.
talking about her mother and talking
Yeah,
about
I said that was
her
wrong
friend.
too. That is so wrong. And even, I mean,
Not only
shitting in her
talking,
ashtray, all that shit is childish and bullshit. They shouldn't even
yeah.
be
Very.
saying all that shit. I don't
Yeah.
even know why they do that. They're just trying to get Mrs. P riled up. These people are riling her up.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I agree.
instead of
YouTube,
Hmm.
I hardly ever go to anybody's channel anymore because it's such a cesspool on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous, the things
Don't.
that go on.
It gets worse. It doesn't. I'm not surprised
Yeah,
anymore. It just gets worse and worse. And I understand she wants to prove herself to you guys, but again, you all love her
y'all
unconditionally.
know,
You
y'all
don't
know
believe.
her.
You guys don't believe you're her loyal supporters. You
no,
know.
I would, yeah, I know what she would do and what she wouldn't do. I mean, I have a personal relationship with her. I know
Right.
that that's not her. She's not going to do some of these things that they're saying that she's done. Just not her.
Yeah,
But just to be clear, you're saying that when she's addressing most recently is the other people inciting all the shit, and unfortunately, she has to talk about Mrs. Portland because it's all a part of the whole Portland thing.
Right, because they're saying that she did this to Mrs. Portland, she did that to Mrs. Portland. Mrs. Portland never talks about her. She didn't do any of these things, and she's got screenshots of every single thing that she did.
Yeah, but
they're
I'm
using Mrs. P for a weapon, in my
They
opinion.
are.
Pretty, they
totally.
They
are.
are.
I totally agree with you.
I think
And
most of us.
why is the Extinct Tube so mad at Mrs. at Noodle Mash for? Why?
I have, I don't
What
know
is
Yeah,
the
does
where it,
beef
anyone
between them
know?
two?
Like,
I don't
where'd
know
she
where
come
it's,
from? Where'd she come from? Does anyone
Yeah,
know that story? Does anyone know how that became a
how
thing?
it started.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't know what started it. I honestly don't. I just know that she's been like saying things like sick stuff. Like, I don't even know.
Like what? Can you tell us?
Like she has sex with her animals. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's what
Oh
Robbie and
yeah, we heard that
all them
earlier
were
tonight.
saying. Yeah.
yeah,
Like that's ew. Like
yeah.
Well,
what
I
goes there?
myself thought that it was she had a awful, what do you call it? When you like something to an extent, like the cat buttholes. I thought it was just she had a weird obsession with cat buttholes, but until tonight, then when y'all
Yeah.
said that. So I myself, I gotta admit myself, I thought she was weird at having a fetish with cat buttholes
Well,
until I
Right.
see,
was
and
told different tonight.
that's why she comes on and shows her side of the story, because she doesn't want people to believe this garbage.
Right. No, and I'm glad that you guys cleared up for us that it's not a cat butt thing. She's just feeding into their silly stupidness. I appreciate that.
And then,
Yeah,
I mean, they do. They look shame her.
No.
They change the size of her nose. They do all this weird shit. I mean, I don't know. You have nothing better to do, and this is supposed to be a mental health nurse. This
And Dave
woman,
Robbie made a comment to Noodle Mash. I just want to know what was pinned here. Accurate. Wait, you read that out loud to me so I can hear
hey,
it.
I got a screenshot from earlier in the stream. Is it true? Verified to this account, to his account, that Save Robbie made a broken heart comment to Noodle Mashes. I just want to know if what was pinned here was accurate, because what the heck did they pin from there?
It was a comment, I think, that Save Robbie
Yeah.
said something. I can't remember what it was
Oh,
now. It was
that
nasty, though.
Save Robbie coming here and said a comment?
No, he's not allowed.
Oh,
No,
That
they
ain't.
talking about somewhere else?
yeah, it was somewhere else. I don't.
Oh,
Someone sent it to me. I don't know whose channel it was even on.
oh,
Are you talking about the comment made? Yeah,
About
because it
Noodle.
says,
I don't
"Is
remember
it
what the
true
comment.
verified from his account?" Let's see.
He said something about her mother.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Hi, Noodle. You listen. We're talking about you, so you have every right to be here. I swear to God, I don't get excited at seeing this.
Well, it's good to know that, because I thought you just had a weird fetish of cat buttholes.
No, and we get it now. See, and it's important
Yeah,
to communicate because
Is
now,
Noodle here?
yeah.
yeah,
Hi, Noodle.
I get it, girl. So we get it, and I'd probably do something like that too. You know, you're
So,
seeing
can I ask Noodle
stupidity.
why she don't take? Why don't you just take this to the police department
Well,
and let them handle this instead
Mary
of?
already answered that MKB, and we don't want to be too loud about it, but she did answer us. That's in the works, from my
Because
understanding.
she don't want to see her going to jail.
No, didn't you hear?
What did she say?
It's it's in the works right now.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I'm glad that was cleared up. And listen, I mean, I don't have
Maybe. I'm
bones to pick
sorry. Go ahead,
with
Andrea.
people. I've had a soft heart always for Mrs. P because I look at her with like a child. That's just how I see her. I
But
don't excuse it. It's bad. It's bad. It really is. But it's almost like this. Like it has to be like I used to deal with the children I teach. It's age appropriate stuff, and it's with her. It's like you. I understand it's hurtful things,
she said
definitely.
there's an open investigation right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm like, shh, like the whole world didn't just hear. But I mean,
Well,
listen,
they need to know, so maybe they would quieten her down instead of sitting there riling her up. Maybe they'll shut Miss P down instead
they
of
won't because
trying to
they
get her in
don't
trouble.
care. Exactly, they don't care. If they cared about her, they wouldn't allow. They wouldn't
Like
allow
I
that. They would
like
shut her down the minute she started talking about that. But again, it's not just
And
her.
when
It's
she goes to jail,
people.
who's going to be standing out at the jailhouse waiting on her to be released? None of these
Her.
folks are.
None of them. Yeah. Yep.
They're not going to be sitting there paying her bail money. They're not going to be sitting there doing anything.
And
They're
then
just
Noodle's going to get reamed through the mud again. And I understand, but it will die down. And you know, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. I understand if you don't want, I wouldn't want, but obviously she didn't learn. And I don't
oh
even, it's hard. That's a hard one. It's kind of
yeah.
like the child. You don't want your child, you don't want him getting in trouble.
I
But
don't want to see her going to jail, but I don't want her acting a fool either. So, I mean, you got to learn somehow. I mean, Lord knows I've been in trouble in my life and I had to learn the hard way. So sometimes the hard way is the only way to be.
I don't think she's going to learn ever because you're dealing with a child and that's just facts. I mean, mentality wise, she's a child. You have to,
Well, put her in timeout then.
yeah.
Hell,
And if her husband did that every so often, instead of watching her drop her fucking pants and show her cooter,
he over there playing video games. He don't know what she's
he
doing.
didn't even notice that her pants were dropped. I don't know. He could have been the one that took the picture. I don't know.
You're
Um,
right, Blues Girl.
there's a video I made tonight showing what Robbie and Sally did, like 2 minutes long. The link's in. Okay. Do you want to show it? MKB has better sharing options than I
Well,
do.
I'm on my phone. I ain't on the computer tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay. But I'm very sorry, Noodle Mash, for anyone speaking ill of your mother. I know that's one of the hardest things to go through. It's
They
about
shouldn't talk about your parenting either. They shouldn't be talking about your children, your mother, your anything like that. That's very wrong.
very wrong. And especially recently losing your mother and
Talking
then
about your children, your mother.
hello?
Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, I had
Got us
I
all.
Oh,
have I have it on my TV and my phone, so I had to shut it off my TV.
no, I was going to say, I just heard myself again.
You don't think she's like a child, she's just a very misbehaving adult. Well, we all have our own opinions. I can respect yours. She's very she could be very intelligent, but to me, I mean, it's like
She's
teenagers that are
childlike behavior.
teenagers fuck with your head. They are very sociopathic behaviors, teenagers, and that's why they won't diagnose someone who's under a certain age. They won't give them sociopathic diagnoses or psychopathic diagnoses because children act very much like sociopaths, and it's normal and it's to be expected. Am I making sense?
Hmm. You are.
I guess
Okay.
it depends
I
on the
get it.
child.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they won't diagnose them that
No,
early.
that well
It
because they're not
won't be
fully their brain's not fully formed yet. That's why.
right. No, not till what the late 20s, early 30s. But that's why they won't give them the diagnosis is because it's very typical for them to have behaviors in that area. That's how
Yeah.
children. It's like a mind fuck. You could speak to them one moment and they're so intelligent, and oh my god, some of them are beyond. And then all of a sudden they do this fucky shit, and you're like, whoa, where'd my kid go? And they
Pretty
can't
is and
help it.
pretty does. I didn't know that, and I don't think that's right either. I think it's wrong, and I mean I don't. I'm not saying that I agree with Mrs. P or any of them are doing it because I don't. I don't agree
But
with
was it
what they're doing.
her? But who did it? That's the thing. Was it Mrs. Portland or was it one of her people
Yeah, it's
that
probably one of the people that done it. I don't think
right?
Mrs. P did it herself.
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
know.
somebody else done it. But I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that at all.
No,
That's wrong.
terrible. I mean,
You
just put
don't.
yourself in those shoes. I'd be livid.
Yeah, me too.
There's
Especially
this
grandkids school was called. What kind of
They
damn people
know.
was on here?
making fun of her husband because he has cancer. I
That's
What?
mean,
wrong.
I didn't
cancer.
know he had cancer. Is that what they were speaking about his ear?
Yes, his
What the
ear is.
fuck,
It's
Robbie? Oh my god, Robbie.
yeah.
Ugh. I'm so sorry.
Yes, it was Mrs. P. Pretty is right.
Oh, she actually was the one who called?
Yes.
What? She actually picked up the phone. How do we know that for sure?
Well, as far as the school, I'm not sure, but the apartment complex told who called, and
Oh,
she tried to get her evicted.
Oh, I
oh,
don't. Who's the one that called her son's work?
I don't
oh.
know. Is Noodle still here? I'm not 100%
Oh,
sure.
Good
well, it
night.
don't matter. They the
Uh,
one. Nobody should have done it. So
No, right.
that's all that matters.
good night,
This
Adam.
There's way too much going real life on YouTube. I see
Yeah,
it
I don't like it.
everywhere. It's
I haven't
crazy.
been on YouTube that much because I
Me
don't like
either.
shit like that.
Me either.
Yeah, Robbie needs to really like jump off his high horse because listen, I he's a handsome man, but he's so full of himself. He needs to just fucking get over the whole look shit because the looks, your handsome looks do not take away your nasty mouth. That you have no limits or boundaries. You don't talk about people's deceased loved ones. What's wrong with you? And then again tonight he was talking about mommy rambling's son. I don't regret what I said about him.
Oh
You don't
God,
have fucking children, asshole.
that
You
was
don't have
awful.
children. And she lost a child. I don't care if you like her or not. That's
Yeah, he has said some vile things about her son.
well, I think he's handsome, but that has nothing to do with the shit that rolls out of his mouth. He doesn't know
Hmm.
about children. And to speak about, well, maybe if you were a better mother, your son would still be here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that
Oh my
That,
goodness!
that's
that's
way
what
over the
Robbie
border.
said about mommy ramblings.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's horrible. Kato, be quiet. Sorry,
You
my dog.
guys, did you guys hear it? I heard
I
it
didn't
out of
hear
his
it.
own mouth.
Yeah, I heard a couple of things that he said about her son. Disgusting.
Disgusting. And then he doubles down on it and says, I don't regret it.
Yeah,
Shame on you.
yeah.
Yep.
Shame on you.
He wonders why he ain't got no kids.
I thank God he doesn't have any kids.
Can you imagine? No. Mm-mm.
Like, who made
I hear
the.
horrible things all the time. People say. I mean, that's why I backed away. I hardly ever come on anymore.
Me either.
Just because I just don't want to hear. Yeah, you know how they say garbage in, garbage out. Well, I don't want garbage going out, so I don't want it coming in either.
Yeah, yeah. I know, and it's hard to tell out here. Like, it's true. When you like someone, you do give them a little slack. You kind of let things slide here and there. Um, but you get to a point like that's. I'm thinking of Robbie when I say this.
Hmm.
Tried to look at just his good stuff, but some of the things he said, and then all when he knocked everyone out of my chat, that was it for me. Like, fuck that. You're not gonna come in here, call someone a cunt, and tell me you can say whatever you want in my
He did.
chat, and then go block everyone. Like, dude, you're a little child throwing a tantrum.
Well, he does tend to do tantrums.
Yeah, obviously, clearly.
I can't. I hate that word.
But you know what? We have grown ass men out here acting like children.
No, I know.
And Jamie too talks about people dying. I don't care if they have a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize it was that bad with Mrs. P and Noodle Mash until tonight. Until
Yeah.
I
Well,
hear the way that's all been said and done tonight, I just thought it was tit for tat.
I'm
No.
glad you opened your mind and listened and didn't get. You open your mind. You're listening, and that's awesome. And we can talk about things and not have to be right fighters. And we can try to take away the face and look at it.
Right.
It is. Like
Yeah.
Moon, the mood is here and supports the nice ladies. Who's that?
I don't know.
Lichen Moon. Interesting. I don't give Noodle slack just because she's my friend. Because yeah, and some people are like that. See, Pretty is I'm the same way with MKB. Like, I'm not the friend that's gonna be tell you what you want to hear. I'm not that friend. I'll love you, care about you enough to tell you.
No, she's not.
I'll tell
I
you.
can tell y'all up front.
I will tell you. I just will. I'm not about shady. I'm not about lying. I'm about keeping it real. It's really hard when you like a creator that really do not like each other at all. I know. I am friends. Um, yeah,
That's true, Jen. It's hard.
yeah, I know. I get it. And to be honest, when I do it, sometimes I feel bad. Like, I know a lot of you don't like Tiffany, but she was here earlier, and I don't want like that makes me feel bad. I don't want anyone going after anyone, and like just behave, be adults.
Well, that's it. If you can't come into a chat, if you don't like someone, just don't talk to them.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't have to disrupt the whole chat.
Right. Yeah, and that's how it should be. We're all adults, and
Yeah. It's just like if you were to go visit a friend and there's someone at the friend's house that you don't like. You're not
you
going to start ripping that person apart in the middle of the party. Why is it okay to do it on the air?
yeah, I
Because
know.
they don't have anything behind them
Right. No one
or
can
in
see
front of them
them.
but a
Hi,
keyboard. Yeah.
Yep.
Jojo. Hi, Auntie
Hey,
Jojo.
Auntie JoJo.
We miss you.
I miss you a bunch.
And Mary, the thing is a lot of these channels, not all of them, a lot of us are out here as ourselves with our pictures, with our
Hmm.
voice. We're not hiding. Um, so a lot of them, this is just fun and funny. They don't realize that these are people's real lives. It's like a fucking It's like I always say it's like a reality TV show with the interactive feature, but
Yeah.
really people's lives. These are real people's feelings, and this isn't just a game. It's not for
No.
entertainment purposes only.
Right.
It's people's real life and feelings and real hurt people, and it's don't hide behind and stir up shit when there's real feelings involved and real people and really people losing loved ones and losing children, and it's
Yeah.
just
It's like the Real Housewives of YouTube.
Hi Megsy, thanks for catching me up on all. Isn't that nice? And I did that to MKB earlier. The first fucking thing I told her, oh my god, was Mrs. P showed her cooch.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Hey Megsy.
That's funny, but it's not. But it is. It is. But it isn't. But it is.
Oh, it's like I don't know if it was Natasha's channel. I don't remember because I haven't gone there in so long. She's not even on anymore. But there was one night where everybody was watching, and all of a sudden somebody asked if they could go up on panel.
Uh-oh.
Did you see that? It was a
I don't know.
penis.
Teen bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh
Yeah, I think she started the whole peen bomb thing, didn't
my God.
she? Make that all up because people were doing that for others to get their streams taken down,
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
and it worked.
It did
Then they'd
work.
report them as having porn.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this. Once MKV was live, oh my god, and she clicked to let someone on. It was a full on, and it was people having full on.
Oh my God.
How was we supposed to know?
And I think it wasn't your fault because they portray themselves and put a different image up.
Yeah,
And then
they
when you
do.
let them on, there was the
The
Oh
camera.
my
full
God.
blown act. Yeah. She
Oh,
shut that down right away, but that's what they do. That's what they want to do. But I'm
good
wondering,
grief.
how do they do that without being traced back to them?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought like you have an IP address, it's easy to
Exactly.
trace it.
That's what I was just going to say, regardless of who you say you are or what email you use.
Crazy. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know, like I work from home on the computer, so my IT guys, I just give them my IP address and they can jump into my computer and fix whatever needs to be fixed. And it's
right.
like,
So it's like your social security number. It all
yeah.
back to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a lot of brazen people that they don't understand when they're changing their picture and then they change it back. Well, guess what? We can go back and see the comments that it changes.
Yeah.
Like they're
But
too dumb. You think you're one step ahead, but really you're one step behind.
yeah, but let me tell you, these phishing people that do all this crap online, they're
Mm-hmm.
getting more and more brazen. The
Oh,
other couple of weeks ago, I was on my computer doing my work, right?
mm-hmm.
And my phone rings and I look over and it says Chase. So I'm like, oh, I said to my boss, hang on for a second. I'm getting a call from Chase. I get nervous because that's where my bank account is, right?
Right, right.
So I get on the phone and he's like, oh, this is so and so from Chase. We're calling you because there's some suspicious activity. There's
Mm.
someone in Illinois trying to open up an account in your name. And I was like, oh
And
my
really
God.
him trying to do it.
Yes.
Yep. I
He
know.
Lord.
wasn't from Chase, but yet it came through on my caller ID as
Yeah, yeah.
Chase.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
called
that's weird how they can do that.
it's
Yeah.
called spoofing, you guys. It's spoofing a number. You could literally call anywhere and make it look like MKB. I could call you and make it look like Broken's calling you if I have her number.
Yeah,
There's
that's
an
Mhm.
what they
app.
said.
There's an app that you literally can program the number that you want to show up when you're calling someone, and it's
Yep.
called spoofing.
Yep.
And
And
so
that's
we've
exactly
got.
what they did.
So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go
No,
ahead.
that was it. I'm just saying, like they're getting more and more. Like I do payroll for a living, and people are calling in saying, "Oh, I got an email that my direct deposit was changed." I'm like, we wouldn't be emailing you to tell you that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like
But how did you
crazy.
that though in the end?
Well, what happened was when I realized, he said, I'm gonna send you over to some agency that he was supposedly sending me over to report it, and they'll take your information. I'm like,
They should
because
Yeah.
already
it's
know my information.
exactly. I
That's
said,
so
if you're from Chase, then you already have my
right.
information.
Yeah.
Ta
Mm.
ta.
He thought he had you.
Yeah.
And you know what? These people are so intelligent to know how to do all this shit. Why don't they use
Mhm.
it toward a good thing?
Yeah.
They're very
Crazy.
intelligent. It takes a lot to understand how to do these things on the computer and IP addresses and all that.
Yeah.
They use that towards something good.
I know. Years ago, I had a neighbor that he told me he got into Grumman's computer. I'm like, are you crazy, dude? You'll
Wait,
go to jail for that.
who's that? Wait, who?
One of my ex neighbors, he was a hacker and he could get
Oh.
into anybody's computer. But he said to me one night, oh, yeah, I got into Grumman's computer. I said, are you crazy?
Oh,
They'll
oh,
catch your butt.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know because these guys are smart. They know. They
They
know what
are.
they're doing. A lot of them know what they're doing.
And they have filters on their computers that prevent you
Right,
from
from the
getting their IP address.
right.
Mm.
And so some of these people on here, maybe that's what they're doing. We don't know who's out here.
That's true.
Yeah, they might be someone bored at home that for years has been studying computer. They can't work for whatever reason and they're fucking with
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. I mean, my son yells at me all the time for clicking on ads. He's like, don't click on things. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even click on nothing. If I get something sent to my phone number, like something you got to open up, I don't even click on it because I'm afraid it's gonna be something.
Yeah,
Same
I
with
don't click on
girl.
anything on my any kind of like text or email that
Yeah,
comes through. I don't click on any of that. But like if I'm on Facebook and I see a product that I like, I'll click on it. And he's like, don't do that.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, you have to be careful where your clicker goes these days. And you think about, like, I remember years, like not that many, maybe like 8 years ago, when you would get an email that says somebody has hacked your blah blah. How would we know
Mhm.
any different?
Yep.
You just it's automatic to push on it and find out what the fuck's going on.
Yep.
Nowadays, mm-mm,
You can't click on anything now.
no, as bad as you want to, don't do it.
And you know what's really creepy? Like if you search for something, like I'll give you an
Uh,
example. I was looking for, my sister was going for breast biopsy. And
mhm.
I was looking for like a bracelet to get her something like with holy water on it, like to make her feel safer. So
Aw.
I found this really pretty, it was like a little bracelet and it had a little cross, and inside the cross there was holy water. Well,
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah, that is real sweet.
I bought it, I sent it to her, and the
Mm,
next thing I know, like the next 2 weeks, I'm getting all these ads for like
yep.
holy water this and holy water that. And I'm like, what is going on?
Isn't that crazy? And
Yeah,
how
it's like
like
they watch what you're looking at.
everything,
Yeah.
I can mention something and shows up on my TV sometimes. I got this Alexa device, and I can swear that thing is listening to everything I
yeah,
say.
It
But she'll do the
is.
same thing.
It
like
is.
anything and everything that I ever mention, whether it's talking to someone on the phone or in the house, all of a sudden I get that ad all the time.
Yeah, isn't that
Yes.
weird? It's creepy. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
Big Brother is
like
watching.
something to eat. Like say we're talking about going out to eat at, I don't know, some restaurant. You name the restaurant, and all of a sudden these ads start. It's like what?
Yeah,
It's
I
Uh,
know, it's
creepy.
crazy.
but it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of glad because you're showing me like the coupons and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't have to do the footwork, but however, that's
I
creepy.
know. It is. It's crazy.
It is. We're always being watched and listened to.
Like
We,
Big Brother is watching,
yeah,
literally.
Mhm.
that's scary. I mean, we could opt to not have these electronic devices, but then, we got to weigh
Alexa's even knows my name. She's even said my name before.
what?
It has.
What was
I
she?
don't.
Um,
Like
I didn't know if it's because my account's set up. It's
Yeah.
got my name on my account or something, but I thought it was weird when she called me by my name one day.
Well, that's all right. You want to hear something really funny? I have an iPhone, right? So on my iPhone, I have Siri, and then my television, I have Alexa. They were having an argument one day.
Oh, front
What
door.
is going on here?
Oh,
Mm.
I
there.
said something in the house, and Siri answered me, and then Alexa was like, "No, blah, 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 blah."
Oh Lord.
I said to my son, "Okay, my electronic devices are arguing."
Yeah, that's hysterical. I would have recorded that one.
I know. It was so funny.
Have you talked to Amber, Mary?
Um, on text I have, not
I mean,
on the phone lately. I
okay.
spoke to her after she took a little
Yeah.
respite, but she's fine. She's doing okay. I spoke to her on Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and she was good. She's going out with her daughter to get their nails done.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
Sometimes you need time off from you too.
She's
I,
doing okay. She just doesn't want to be pushed. You know, everybody's pushing her to come and do a live, do a live, do a live.
and I was
So
just gonna ask you, does she plan on going live soon?
she will. She
They
will.
just miss her. They don't mean anything bad.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. She'll be doing another live soon. Just I think she just needs to chill back a
Clear her
little bit.
head a little
She
bit.
needs to take
Yeah.
herself first. Sure, we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
What do
no.
you want, you little monkey? My
Oh,
dog is over here like,
the MKB's puppers. Oh my God. You want to show him?
Mm.
Good night, Blues. I don't know if you heard me say it before, your puppy. Oh, where'd she go, girl? Maybe she tried to turn her camera on.
did I disappear? Oh no,
No,
it
you're
was
here.
MKB. This
There she is. She probably tried to.
I clicked myself off. I hit the wrong thing. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me hold on. I have to get them in here. Come on.
what's his name again?
Teddy and Tootsie.
Aww.
Hold on.
Teddy
Look.
and Tootsie.
Teddy.
Oh.
Aw. She too?
There's there's one. There's the other. If you can see it, I'm hoping y'all can see it.
Oh.
All right, now I have to show my monster. Let me see if I can do this.
I'm trying to. Sorry, I just moved you guys. Wait, I was trying to look really close.
Oh, hold on.
How do
Teddy.
I turn it?
Teddy. Oh, my
There's
pup.
Teddy. There's
How do
Tootsie
I
with
turn
Teddy.
Oh,
the
my
camera around?
God. Look at them.
Here's my
Mm-hmm.
monster.
Oh, there's another puppers. We got 3
Say
puppers.
hi.
There's nothing like puppies. Aw,
Oh,
Pete.
cutie.
I call this guy Velcro dog because he never leaves me alone.
That's the
Yeah,
way mine are. I just come from the bathroom and they follow me to the toilet. They follow me everywhere I go. I swear I can't got a single moment by myself.
because
Nope,
you
me
guys
either.
are God to them. Us
Yeah.
mommies, us animal mommies are God to them.
This one, it's really funny because he knows when he does potty, he's trained to go out or in. I got like the
Pads.
disposable pads. And
Yeah.
so the other day he came in the bathroom with me and he always goes in the same spot to get his treat after he goes.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in with me and he goes to his treat. I'm like, no, you don't get a treat because I went.
He's smart, ain't he?
Yeah. I'm like,
Hmm.
no, sorry, it doesn't work that way, dude.
All right. Hey, MKB, can you get your computer on? Because they're talking about the horrible video that WTC, thank you. She said that I just saw the video Noodle Mash posted and I could just cry. People are just so cruel. Pretty is said it's truly sad and heartbreaking how cruel people are. Can you get on it now?
I can try.
Okay. Mary, can you?
What am I getting on?
You have to pull up the
Noodle Mash has a link to a video, or I don't know if it's her video. She asked us to play it earlier.
Oh, hang on, I'll try.
Yeah, I think you. I ain't done this so long, girl.
I know you saw me at the beginning of this. If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
I guess it's the one that says trigger warning.
Am I gonna get like a strike or something? If
Not if it Noodle Mash said you could play it.
she did say I could.
Yeah.
How do I get it on here though?
Mm,
You
Do I
have to pull
send
it
it to
up.
you?
Wait, let me
I click
think.
share.
share, yeah.
And then how do I share it? I don't
You,
know anything about this stupid
I'm
stuff.
trying to remember. You click share and then add or I'm trying.
Copy?
No, no.
Oh.
No,
It
I'm trying to get on
Share
there.
play?
So
wasn't on
Share
my.
play?
you could try to play it and see what it
Aw,
does. It maybe sit pop up her screen on hers since you're sharing
aw,
it. I have
pretty,
to get on there to see how to do it because I hadn't done it so long. I can't remember.
pretty. You seem so pretty, pretty. You seem like a sweetheart.
That's
Hi,
nice.
Patty. How are you? I hope you're.
Hey Patty, how you feeling, honey?
Yeah, how are you feeling? Thank God you're okay. It's crazy how things just happen so quickly, and thank God you're okay.
Yeah, it's not
It's okay.
working
You
on
don't.
my phone, Andrea.
Glad to see you here. So MKB, do you see? Are
Well, I'm
you able
pulling up your live right now because I'll have to
to find the link? Or
log in and find the link to yours.
you could just go to her page,
Oh, you
and
think so?
yeah, because it's on her. Yeah, it's on her thing. She said she just put. I don't know if she posted a link or if she. No, I think she posted the link in my chat, but it's a video maybe she made. I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
she made one 2 hours ago and it says trigger warning.
I'm so fear of losing. Oh, I know, pretty. I get it.
Oh, I'm sorry, pretty. It's always hard for anniversaries, holidays.
Yeah, yeah. I felt better. My dang arm from the calf is. Oh, are you still in the hospital? Oh, yeah. Our body has an amazing way of healing.
Patty, they did it through your wrist. That's what I had done.
She said the arm, my dang arm hurts from the.
Yeah, they must have went in her wrist.
Oh, is she in the hospital right now?
I think she's home.
Well, I hope you're getting lots of rest and you recover quickly.
Yeah,
Our body's fascinating how it heals.
amazing, right?
Totally, yeah. It just really is. Thank you. It's been hard. I feel bad for any. Yeah. Oh my God, I know. I know. Oh, oh boy, it's delayed 6 weeks. Well, good. It'll give you time to get your heart good and in shape, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably why it was delayed. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I'm sure they want her to fully recover before they do
Right,
anything else.
right. Oh, pretty. I just feel your pain when I hear those words of anyone losing. And I know it's terrible to lose a child, but I don't even want to go there. I've been through losing my mother and I just feel the pain when someone says that. I feel
Yeah,
it and I'm so so sorry.
same here.
We just think our moms will never go away.
Yes,
They're just part of us that have been here our whole lives and then
that's
we
true.
don't be different and then all of a sudden we have to live life without them
Yeah,
and it's
my
really go
my
ahead.
son just said that to me on Mother's Day. He said, "Mom, I can't even imagine
Oh,
life without you." So I know that when you want to reach out to your mom and she's not there, he goes, "Please reach out to me instead."
Oh,
That's sweet.
I got a good boy. He's really a
Mm-hmm.
good kid.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I sent the screenshot to Milan. She's like, "Oh my God, that brought me to tears."
Yeah, that's super sweet. That re-
Okay, you got to drop your link again so I can join on my computer.
okay. All right. Give me
I
just
think it's the only way to do it because if I share it, it's not. I got to be joined on your thing to share it. I think.
okay. All right, give me a moment. No, I don't want that. What's going on here? Okay. I try doing things too fast and then I start hitting all the buttons because I'm trying to correct and try to correct your mistake and then you start hitting
Mm.
everything and making it worse. Aw. Okay, here you go, girl. Hello. It's
Hold
very
on, I'm trying to get on there.
Remember when I was on live and my phone burned up and I had to put it in the freezer because it heated and my live was still going, but
Yep. Yep.
my live was going, but I wasn't. I
Oh,
wasn't
that's
on it.
funny.
Mhm. It worked. I had to put it in the freezer. I live in Phoenix and it was so freaking hot. I was sitting outside. Phone just shut off.
Yeah, that'll happen. That happened to me when I was down by the pool one day. I was in the pool, and all of a sudden I came out, and my phone was gone. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Well, that's a good mechanism to shut itself off rather
yeah,
than exploding or imploding.
yeah.
Hold on one quick second. All right, I'm back. Oh, you're welcome, pretty. What's happening? Are you trying, girl?
Yeah, I'm almost there. Hold on.
I should have been messing with mine to see if I could do it. I have no patience. The only way I can try it out is if I'm on live, but when I'm live, I don't want to do
Yeah.
it.
At least you go live. I'm too chicken to even do that.
When I visit her, I love the dry heat, but she hates it. Aw, your best friend lives here. Yeah, it's a very dry climate here, very. Oh, you're in New Mexico. Aw. Do you come here during the summertime? Because it's always dry here.
Do
It's
you see
worse
me
than.
backstage?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, I do. Hold on. Here you are, girl. Here we go. All righty. There's two of you, girlfriend. No,
Well, I'm trying
she
to
has
let
to
me
do the show.
figure out. I got the other one on quiet, on mute. Share screen. Share screen.
So tell her how to do it just so she knows as you're walking through it.
Uh, I just hit
Uh-oh.
share
You're breaking
screen
up.
and then
Yeah.
go. It took me to another thing. Hold on.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I know. Hi, Grouchy Mama Bear. Yes, you're correct. My mom passed out. Oh, I'm sorry.
It didn't have
Maybe I
another
wasn't.
link pop up.
You need another one?
No, I thought it might have popped up whenever I shared the screen.
No.
I hear
There's two of
just,
you.
and there's something talking in the background.
Oh.
Do you hear it?
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
a little bit. I think that's her
It's really,
breaking up.
yeah, it's really low.
Maybe just we could
Hold
play the
on.
sound, or is it something we have to see?
You have to
Okay, I
see
can
it.
do that.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
I wish it was on my phone, on my computer, not my phone.
One day I'll be doing the computer thing. I'll probably get in trouble though.
Why?
It's a whole new world when you're sharing stuff. I'd probably share like
Oh,
accidentally someone who decided, for instance, to show their vagina. Right?
that happened to one creator one time, and it showed his like Google searches. It
Oh
was not.
shit!
It
See?
was not good.
Oh boy. Mm. Yeah, and see, the only way to test it is to actually do it, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't want to do it. I want to know first that I'm not gonna screw up.
I left the screen on my other one. Can y'all hear me better? Because I joined on two of them, so I don't know if you can hear me better on this one
You're
now or
still
not.
breaking up, honey bunny. Are
Hello?
you there? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Are you there? Are
Hello?
you still there? Hello? Hello? Is MKB there? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, look
Can you hear
what
me?
pretty said to you, MKB. You're good for me, MKB. Pretty says. Oh, so sweet. Take care of my beautiful mama. Oh, that's really cute. You still go visit with them? Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, can you hear? I can't hear nothing. Are you there, girl? Oh, okay, wait. Maybe she can do it now. Okay, hello?
I couldn't get it to do. I don't know how to do it now.
Hmm.
I shared the screen like before, but it must not been right or something.
Yeah, that's good. Pretty. Well, I guess we'll all have to watch it on our own.
Yeah, that
Well, I don't
sucks.
want anyone hurt. I don't like when people get hurt. I like to yell at the people that do the hurting. And you can't anyone could justify anything. Remember that all the time. Anything. Anyone can twist and turn and
I got it
justify.
pulled up. You can like watch it. Well, you probably can't see it that good though. No, you wouldn't be able to see
Oh.
it good like
Okay,
that
well
on the.
play the sound and read it to us.
Says in case you missed my live today, here's what happened. Hold on, let me turn it back on. Because I wouldn't let him on panel while he was mad about me showing proof of what Mrs. P did. Oh, I didn't read the screenshot he had up there. Shit, hold on.
Hi Mama Bear. How are you this evening? I know it's really late by everyone else. For me, it's not
Okay,
even 10. Okay, go ahead.
hold on.
Hold on.
It says, your call. You can't face facts since we aren't being respectful about me. I guess it's fair to say that your mom is your karma noodle. Have a blessed day. Love you.
What the
Robbie said that.
fuck is wrong with you, Robbie? What in the actual fuck is wrong with you? Unbelievable.
because I wouldn't let him on panel while he was mad about me showing proof of what Mrs. P did, I guess.
Wow.
What the fuck is wrong with him? Robbie, shame on you. Shame on you. You belong with
The
Jamie.
following clip is
Yeah.
really awful, truly horrific.
That's disgusting.
And they have no
But
shame.
it's important that we expose these types of people for who they
Yes.
really are. Make sure your sound is up.
Oh, I don't hear anything. Wait. We can't hear.
Well, shoot. Hold on. Let me
Oh
try
my
to.
God. What in the
Let me.
actual fuck? Who does
Can't hardly hear
that?
it that good. Let me go back.
Who the hell does that? Who does that? You guys are, they're sick. You people are sick.
No moral compass.
None. Zero. Robbie likes to talk about people dying a lot, like poking fun at people that have lost people. I don't know who taught him his boundaries, but
You can barely hear the volume, so you'll just have to listen to it, I guess.
what is it?
It's Sally Ann and Trisha, I guess, on panel talking. It says, "Are we talking kids and comparing out men noodle mash? Let's do it." Is what it says on the screen. And then she was way off and way wrong about you at Terrible Trisha. So I guess it's Trisha and Sally Ann on panel was talking about noodle mash today.
Oh yeah, I heard that. That was
Yeah, remember
wild.
I played some of it.
Yeah,
Some of it, but probably not the
that's
part.
probably what she's talking about, I would think.
Yeah, she said Noodle doesn't deserve her mom. I heard
I
that.
can't believe Robbie would say shit like that.
Yes.
Oh, I can.
Think about the fact that he told what he said to MRB.
Mm. That boy right there, I'm telling you,
Yeah, there's
karma's
no
gonna get
see.
him.
And listen to me, when he sees you and he wants to be all chum chum and oh, I just said that, no big deal, because he likes to sugarcoat shit. He likes to just chalk it up to nothing. And I see him do that a lot. So I'm telling you, MKB, 'cause you have a good heart. Think about that. Think about that when he wants to buddy up with you. Think about think about if that was your mama. If that was your child that he told you deserved to lose because you're a bad parent. Maybe if you were a better parent, you wouldn't have lost your child.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
That's like taking a knife and sticking it in
Totally.
somebody's heart after they already had a heart surgery.
Right. So maybe if anything out of tonight, I think that you've learned a lot about noodle mash. I think that maybe you have
I
some
didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, and I think that's really good that you do now. And
Yeah.
me too. I've been enlightened a lot too this evening. And that's good. I mean, to have understanding where someone's coming from. See, all her people know all this, and that's why they're there for her. They're going through it with her. They have been, and that's why they sit by her. So I hope and I feel like you've learned a lot. I've learned some, and maybe you could pass it along just as I will, because word of mouth is a good thing as long as you got something to back your words up. And I think that right there is pretty telling. So it's right there. And then he ran and jumped on Trisha's panel trying to justify. He's like that naughty child that did something naughty, and then I'm going to go run and justify it really fast. I'm going to hop on and get on top of the game and justify it before anyone says anything about it. That's what he did.
How do you justify that? I mean, can't even imagine.
How do you justify that, right?
Exactly.
He does. And there's his people sitting right with him. I mean, I care about people when I do like them to tell them that was fucked up. That was wrong.
Yeah.
What if it was you?
Exactly. And that's how I wound up like unsubbing from most of the channels that I was sub to, because after seeing what goes on over there, I'm like, I can't be part of that. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And maybe MKB, you'll understand. I won't say any names, but just noticing the people that come in your chat only for the
Drama.
hate.
Yeah.
It's not hard to see. You see who's around and why they're enjoying it, and especially when they're hiding from, it's not a real name, and they have an avatar, and you're just too sweet and you fall for. I've just always wanted to protect you, and even to the point where I get mad at you because I feel like you've come a long way, and I don't like to see anyone take advantage of you
Yeah.
and your kind heart.
See, everybody needs friends like Andrea.
Aww.
Mm.
That's the
Mm.
truth. I mean, I was like that with a couple of I got close to a couple of people on here, back in the day, and I would just tell them when I felt they were doing something wrong, I would tell them the truth. They would ask my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion, not in public. I would tell
Right.
them,
Right. Exactly.
you shouldn't have done this,
Exactly.
or maybe you could have done it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got crap for it because nobody heard me saying those things. I don't do that in public.
Right.
So they're like, "Oh,
Right.
you're just a yes friend. Anything they do is fine." No, that's not true.
No, I just have respect and I go to them behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to embarrass people in front of everyone.
Right. Right. I understand, and that's why everything isn't always what it appears to be,
True.
because we don't know what's going on.
Very true.
And to be open-minded, to be enlightened and actually listen. And that's why, MKB, I know you had a problem with Noodle. I don't know where it started. I don't even need
Well,
to know. Wait, wait,
only thing
wait,
I
wait.
did.
Let me finish, girlfriend. I don't need to know what happened, but I'm so glad that you opened your mind enough to just listen, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But go ahead.
But I just didn't realize it was as bad as it is, as bad as it got. And I just thought they were going back and forth with one another.
Yeah, you just thought they were both being petty.
Yeah.
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 But listen, I mean, taking the time to actually learn about something and understand is
Right.
key, is where it's at.
That's right. Due diligence.
Absolutely. Yep, and then you
These people
can
are awful.
wait, what?
I said, these people are awful out here on these YouTube streets.
I just said that to one of my friends today. We were talking about the streets, and
Streets.
I was like, you know what? I don't believe anything unless I see it with my own
Mm,
eyeballs and I hear it with my own
right.
ears.
Yeah, and be aware. Remember what I was saying earlier? Sometimes people like to pop in when you're live because they know you cannot take the time to go look. And they'll try to get you right there. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they lie and sometimes they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
But it's very important to just have someone get the proof before you start talking, because we're all pretty passionate people out here. I
Yep.
think that's why we found our way here, a lot of it through the true crime stuff.
Yep. Yep. That's
Um,
where it started for me. It started with the Watts case.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I could go into so much about.
Mm.
I want to dedicate a live to Brittany J one night. I am so sickened by. I just can't even. I don't even want to start because then I won't stop. But oh boy. Yeah, one night I'm going to get prepared and I have a lot to say. I got to muster up the energy. But I appreciate you, pretty. That's so sweet. um, but yeah, I think this was good. I always look for proof myself. Yeah, you have to. You hear things, and I've taught my kids this from being young. 3 reputable sources, and then you kind of entertain that it might be true. You got to
Mm-hmm.
add your good intuition in with those 3 reputable sources. And that goes for doctors, everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't be so quick to just, oh, really? And we all do it. We just got to slow down a little bit.
Yep.
April showers,
April shower, spring
hi.
flowers. How are you doing?
Aw.
It's been a minute since I seen you.
She said it's my bedtime. God bless.
Mm.
Have sweet dreams, love. Oh my God. And speaking of showers, when Brittany goes, show me those umbrellas. It's raining. What the fuck? Fucking weird. I'm sorry. I just have to. Show me those umbrellas. She's
I
weird.
don't.
MKB I remember from Natasha's, and I can tell that it broke my heart. What was done to you? I understand your past. That I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about, but
And I'm glad for you. Some stuff that happened on Natasha's panel before a long time ago.
God, I can't even remember my name. Sometimes it's weird. I either totally remember like every part of it or I don't remember at all.
Yeah, I'm the
There's
same way. I mean, I can
yeah.
remember things that happened 25 years ago, but if I go in the kitchen and get something, then I'm like,
Oh,
wait, what I come in here for?
that's the story of my fucking life right there. You just nailed it.
Thank you, pretty is pretty does. I appreciate it. I
Mm.
appreciate meeting you tonight. I appreciate you meeting you, Mary, tonight, talking with
Oh,
you.
I
Oh,
know,
you
isn't Mary
too.
there's something about Mary, I'm telling you. She's a sweetheart. There's just something. Your voice, I don't know.
Well,
I
I'm
could
going to be
listen. You could
doing, just
do.
so everyone knows, I mean, it's probably not going to happen for a couple of weeks because I'm waiting for the videos, but I'm going to be doing grief share on my channel. So anybody
Oh,
who has lost someone and wants to come in and share,
oh.
I went through it twice after my husband passed. Went through it the first
Mm.
time, and the first time was really hard because it was right after he passed. And then I waited like a year, and I went back and did it again. And it's 13 weeks, 1 day a week. And they show like a little video, and then everybody can share, what happened with them or certain feelings. Like you always have strange things that happen in the wake of a loss. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it has nothing to do with the loss.
Right.
An example would be I lost my husband in 2010, and I was married to him for 33 years. And when he passed away, his whole family turned on us.
His whole what?
His whole family walked away from me and my son.
Oh, I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
Yeah, but
Oh
that's like
my
one of the
gosh.
things. And grief share helps you understand things like that. Like what I realized was they looked at me and they saw him.
A reminder, absolutely.
So they
Yeah, it was
couldn't
too
see me.
hard.
Right. They couldn't see me. So,
Right. And
yeah.
that's why we can't judge like these victims that are going through stuff because
Yep.
we don't know what they're going through. Stop judging.
Right.
I'm sorry, everyone is so quick to judge, and
Mhm.
you can't, not only that you can't say, well, I wouldn't do that, but you don't know what you would do first, and second of all, we all react different.
Right. You don't
So
know what you would do. I mean, I had grief brain, what was doing weird things.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
found socks in my refrigerator. Like, what?
And it's sad. That's sad. Hang on a
Yeah.
second. Sorry, you guys. Hold on a minute.
Wow, pretty is as pretty does. It says my stepdad has walked away from us kids since my mom passed too. They were married for 35 years, so it hurts.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it does. It
terrible.
hurts. And it's very common. It really is very common.
Mm.
And sometimes you find your way back to each other and sometimes you don't.
Mm.
But
And
yeah,
you
I
know,
want to definitely try to do that to be able to maybe, you know, it helps to talk about it.
Yeah.
sure. Not only that, but I think that would pertain a lot to like judging people that are going through stuff, how the speculation of
Mhm.
someone who lost a child or missing child, or how I think it would be helpful, and it would pertain very much to the true crime community as well.
Yes, absolutely.
That's important. Things, again, like I was talking about earlier, things are not cut and dry. There's a lot of gray that some people just don't understand.
Right.
And it's all about awareness. And I think that's awesome that you're doing that.
Well, I think, being in that position where it helped me twice, I want to be able to help someone else. And if I can do something positive with my channel, that's what I came here for. I didn't come here for all this hate.
Oh,
Mm.
I know. I know. But yeah, that's great. And please update us. You can drop your channel. Um, Let me know when you're going to do that, please.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Do you have a
It's
roundabout time one?
I'm probably gonna order the tapes because yeah, you have to start with those little videos. And there's 13 of them. I don't know how long it takes to get them though, but I'm gonna order them next week. So
What's
I
it
should be.
called?
It's called Grief Share.
Brief share. Okay.
You can actually, if you Google what is Grief Share, you'll see like there's a little video online which explains it.
Okay. Just to educate a little bit
Yeah,
prior.
yeah.
Okay. No, I think that's good. That would be amazing. And it would help. And that's what we all want, our feelings validated, because we've all
Mm-hmm.
been through similar things. And even though we deal with it different and act different,
Yeah.
the pain is probably very similar.
Yes. And we're all gonna, it's a club nobody wants to join, but we're all gonna join it someday.
Yeah. Our childhood home, my mom's home, burned in, oh God, that's just a few months ago. I thank God every day that he got out safe.
Oh
Oh,
my
good
goodness.
Lord.
Also, if anybody needs
He's,
prayer, please feel free to reach out to me.
oh, you're so sweet. Yes, I will remember that. All right, I better go. It's been almost 3 hours.
Wow, I can't believe you kept me up this late. I'm usually in the bed by
Oh my
now.
God. And yes, you're 2 hours. What time is it by you, Mary? Is it midnight?
12:04.
Oh, good
Yeah.
God. I'm sorry. Guys, it's
Oh,
only 10 here.
I'm off tomorrow, so I don't care.
Me too.
Oh,
I
okay,
got,
you guys. I appreciate both of you.
all right. Well, thanks for
Mm,
having me up, and
Absolutely.
let's all put positive vibes out there for Noodle and Mrs. P.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I
All
really
right.
like that.
Good
All
night,
Well,
right.
nice to meet you
guys.
again, Mary.
You too, hon.
All right. Good
Take
night,
care.
Good
Mary.
Good
night.
night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night, MKB. Thank you so
Okay.
much for joining.
Let me figure out how to get out of here again. My thing.
That's the easy part. You just click end.
Bye, girl.
All right. Bye bye. Good night. Sleep good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, hanging out with us. Pretty, I feel like I got to know you a little bit. And I appreciate everyone's time always. Time's precious. Stay true to yourself. It was good to see you, Auntie JoJo. I hope you're doing well. But okay, you guys, have a good night. Again, stay true to you. All right, you guys, sleep well. Good night.